Chapter 588. Congratulations on becoming the champion of this year's competition. Four Seas Expedition smiles as he stands in front of primitive Beast Buddha and hands over the trophy. This is the prize for this year's first place. A set of Immortal Tool Purple Star Sword, 3 Immortal Spirit Pills, 10 Immortal Body Pills, 10 Immortal Martial Pills, and the Letter of Appointment. Primitive Beast Buddha receives the prize with one hand and looks down at Four Seas Expedition from above. I'll accept it, but I still feel like I'm missing something. Primitive Beast Buddha says frivolously. There's another uproar below the stage. He's still not satisfied after receiving so many prizes. What else does he want? Four Seas Expedition smiles. Oh, what do you think is missing? Primitive Beast Buddha grins. I want to test if you're worthy of being one of the 4 great generals. The moment these words come out, the entire city is in an uproar. What he wants to challenge the great general. This is too arrogant. Speaking of which, the strength of the human race's great general has always been questioned. If Four Seas Expedition is willing to accept, we can see if the rumors are true. However, a person who hasn't even officially joined the Immortal Army actually wants to challenge the great general. Isn't he looking down on the human race a little too much? Taking advantage of the uproar below the stage, Primitive Beast Buddha raises his voice and says to everyone below the stage, as everyone knows, the 4 great generals are those who are capable. Although I haven't joined the Immortal Army, I've already received the Letter of Appointment and can join the Immortal Army anytime. Since that's the case, I'm qualified to challenge the great general. I just can't stand the fact that the human race is clearly a bunch of trash, but there's still someone occupying one of the 4 great generals. Four Seas Expedition. I injured your clansmen and broke your clansmen's weapons. You, the so-called strongest of the human race, only know how to congratulate me. TSK, TSK, TSK. I really can't imagine how a coward like you can go on the battlefield and lead the Immortal Army to slaughter everyone. The human race's formation is completely enraged this time. Bastard, we've been patient in every possible way, but in the end, this bastard wants a yard after taking an inch. What right do you have to challenge our great general? So what if you're the Heaven Lieutenant, there's still the Middle Heaven Lieutenant and Great Heaven Lieutenant above you? Who do you think you are? Great General, don't accept him. Take back his Letter of Appointment. If this kind of person goes to the Immortal Army, he will definitely bully others. If he becomes a great celestial general, he will still be forced to death. The primitive Buddha beast snorted coldly. Shut up, you bunch of trash, saying that I'm not qualified. If you have the ability, come up here. If one comes, I'll kill one. If 2 come, I'll kill a pair. What joint competition? I don't care about it at all. To this day, no one has been able to force me to use more than 10 of my Sarira beads. With my strength, it's only a matter of time before I become one of the 4 heavenly generals. A mere ant dares to be so arrogant. Four Seas Expedition, do you dare to accept my challenge? If you don't dare, then step down from your position as the great heavenly general. From now on, when you see me, the primitive Buddha beast, you must kneel down and pay your respects to me. Some of the immortal soldiers couldn't stand it anymore. Do you know what Heavenly Marshal Yuan Zheng has done for the Alliance? Do you know how many battles he has won? Of the 4 heavenly generals, all of them have to bow and greet Lord Yuan Zheng when they see him. Do you know that? Simply arrogant to the extreme. Let me teach you a lesson. Four Seas Expedition waves his hand. However, the usually disciplined immortal soldiers are actually unable to control themselves. Cough, 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 cough. Four Seas Expedition might have been too anxious and actually start coughing violently. Great Heavenly General. A young Heavenly General rushes to the stage and hurriedly supports Four Seas Expedition. Your injuries, all immortal soldiers, shut up. Whoever dares to anger the great Heavenly General will be punished by military law. In the distance, Lu Chen also sees it with his own eyes. He saw with his own eyes that Four Seas Expedition's hand is covered in blood. It's just that he secretly keeps his right hand away so that others can't see it clearly. Lu Chen narrows his eyes slightly. No wonder. I was wondering why this primitive Buddha kept making things difficult for 4C's expedition. So he already knew that 4C's expedition was injured. The other great heavenly generals are all at the front lines. With the intense battle situation at the front lines, 4C's expedition should not have the time to come back to host this joint competition. It's precisely because he's injured that he came back. He could be considered to be helping to select talents while recuperating. And that primitive Buddha found out about this from somewhere and purposely caused trouble here. He even directly challenged 4C's expedition. He's really ambitious. He only used 10 of the 100 Sarira prayer beads. This guy has been conserving his strength all this time so that he can challenge 4C's expedition. I actually didn't see through this plan from the start. 4C's expedition is indeed a great heavenly general. He probably sensed it long ago and avoided conflict several times. Great heavenly general 4C's expedition. There are only a few people who I admire. You are one of them. After figuring out the reason behind this, 4C's expedition has been forced to the point of no return. Sigh, looks like I have to move around a bit. With that, Lu Chen stood up. Hey, the spectator in front, why did you stand up? You're blocking me. A water bottle smashed over from behind. Luckily, Lu Chen dodged quickly. Lu Chen's face darkens. Big sister, I have something important to do. Something important? Is it more important than me watching the competition? Right now is the crucial moment. Don't tell me you still want to go on stage. The elf girl by the side also looks at Lu Chen. You better sit down. Even if primitive Buddha insulted your human race, his strength is there for all to see. This is how the strong are respected. A small character like you, no one will take you seriously. Lu Chen lowers his head and smiles. What strength? A strength that you will never be able to reach in your lifetime. He instantly killed your human race's genius with only 6 Sarira prayer beads. He defeated the strongest person in your human race. The girl says with disdain, "Oh, you're talking about this strength. Then it's a pity it's not enough to enter my eyes. I really can't stand you anymore." Before the girl can finish her words, she looks at Lu Chen and realizes that he is no longer in his seat. At the edge of the stage, a person wearing the gray outer disciple robe of the extreme immortal sect is walking towards the stage step by step. The surroundings are incomparably noisy. However, a voice that isn't too loud suppresses everyone's voice. You want to challenge 4C's expedition? You're not qualified. When everyone looks towards the direction of the voice and sees the person walking onto the stage, many people cover their mouths in shock. No, impossible. Is it him? Is it him? Oh my God, are my eyes playing tricks on me? This is definitely impossible. Cough, cough, cough. Quick, quick, help me up. Let me see clearly. Gu Fei says to Yan Ran, Dongfeng Ji, and Moran, his voice filled with urgency. It's him. It's really him. Is he back? On the main stage, Nantian, Ling Xiao, and the elders of the extreme immortal sect all widen their eyes in shock. Am I hallucinating? He's still alive? Nanshan's voice trembles and his eyes are red. Ling Xiao, you said he's already dead. Elder Ling Xiao is more shocked than anyone else. Sect Master, I'm sure I saw him being taken away by the Void Beast. I'm absolutely sure. It's just that, I don't know, this is impossible. However, even more people don't recognize this person. They all ask each other questions. Hey, who's that guy? Look, so many people from the extreme immortal sect are so excited. What's that? That's the outer disciple robe of the extreme immortal sect, right? How can an outer disciple have the face to go up on stage? He's probably courting death, right? Sigh. Some people just let their emotions affect their decisions. At this moment, that person jumped onto the stage and stood in the middle of the stage, looking at the stage. Hey, that gorilla. I heard you're very strong. Chapter 589. The primitive Buddha beast glared at the person on the stage. Kid, who are you talking to? You really don't know if you look like a gorilla? Guiyan Ran couldn't hold it in and almost burst out laughing. This guy's words are really infuriating. But he really didn't die. He died? Sai, that guy is really tough, Dongfeng Ji said. I wonder how strong he is now. Beishue Gufei stared at Lu Chun. Surpassing that person was his motivation for the past 1.5 years. Will he be in danger? Guiyan Ran asked. That Buddha beast is too strong. Although he is arrogant, he has indeed hidden his strength. Even Miao Qingshan couldn't find out his true strength. In the elf spectator area, the young elf girl's eyes almost popped out. The guy who had been chattering beside her really went on stage. And he directly challenged the champion. This guy, he doesn't want to live anymore. The primitive Buddha beast jumped down from the 20-meter-high stage and landed on the stage with a loud bang. Kid, I think you are tired of living. Lu Chen looked at him indifferently. All right, you want to die? The alliance tournament is over. Since you challenged me, you are no longer restricted by the rules of the alliance tournament. The Buddha beast glared at Lu Chen fiercely. As he spoke, his eyes were filled with killing intent, and he said word by word, I will beat you to death in front of so many people. Aya, really? Then, is it too late for me to step down now? Ha, step down? What are you thinking? What happened to your arrogance just now? My stage is not something you can go up and down as you wish. Lu Chen shook his head. If that's the case, then fine. I can only play with you. Wait, a voice sounded. Then, 4C's expedition flashed in front of Lu Chen. He looked at Lu Chen. His outfit seemed to indicate Lu Chen's strength. Outer sect disciple of Celestial Pole. Young man, you should leave. If he wants a fight with me, I'll accept. You don't have to risk your life. Lu Chen stopped fooling around when it came to the 4C's expedition. He shook his head and said seriously, since he came prepared, he must have done some research on you. You're seriously injured. Even if you win, you'll only add to your injuries. The loss outweighs the gain. When one's body is heavily injured, the greatest taboo is to start a fight before one's injuries have healed. This is something that I have a deep understanding of. Lu Chen, of course, had experienced it deeply. In the third layer of heaven, he had been in a heavily injured state for more than a month. He did not want to experience that feeling again. Moreover, with his identity as the 4C's expedition, he must have accumulated a lot of resources. If he couldn't recover in such a short period of time, his injuries must be very serious. Young man, thank you for your kindness, but at most, I will have to rest for a while. As for you, you may not even have the chance to recuperate. Lu Chen smiled. Big Boss Expedition. The human race's immortal army needs you. The longer you're not in the army, the more danger we'll be in. The 4C's expedition looked at this young man in surprise. Disregarding the difference in status, this young man's insight was different from ordinary people. Besides, I'm not doing this for you. A few of my friends were bitten by this mad dog. I have to settle this debt with him. At this moment, the 4C's expedition could see that this young man was full of confidence. He frowned slightly. Young man, are you confident? He hasn't used his full strength yet. Lu Chen smiled. Great heaven, General, just watch the fight. The 4C's expedition was finally convinced by Lu Chen and returned to the rostrum. He turned back and asked Nantian, Nantian, is this person a disciple of your immortal Apex sect? How strong is he? Great heaven, General, he is indeed a disciple of my immortal Apex sect. However, I don't dare to call him a disciple. Oh, why? No one in the immortal Apex sect dares to be his master. Back then, I wanted to give up the position of sect leader to him. However, he only wanted to be a carefree outer disciple. Oh, there's such a thing? Wait, could he be the one who defeated 60 top disciples from the 12 great sects? It's Brother Du Quang. So it's him. I've long heard that this young man is arrogant. Now it seems like it's true. Even that beast Buddha isn't as arrogant as him. The 4C's expedition looked at Lu Chen again, his eyes shining brightly. Oh right, Nantian. In this 1.5 years, has his strength improved? Great heaven, General. I don't even know when that young man came back. However, in terms of strength, there is one thing that can be used as a reference. What is it? He came back from the whirlpool. What? The great heaven, General, and his assistants all looked at Nantian, their eyes filled with shock. Came back from the whirlpool? In the history of the human race, no one who could do this didn't become a king or a minister, becoming an overlord of a region, How long did it take him? Counting it. He left the immortal Apex sect to do a mission. It has been 1.5 years. 1.5 years, this. I have never heard of anyone coming out from the whirlpool in just 1.5 years. This fellow. Good. Let me see how strong he is. Ping Yun, if there's an accident later, you must protect that young man. Yes, great heaven general. On the stage, Liu Chan said indifferently, Hey, do you dare to have a bet with me? Oh, bet? Interesting. What are your conditions? I will bet one of your prizes, purple star flowing light sword. Sure. However, if you want to bet immortal martial arts, you must take out a sufficient amount of immortal martial arts. Liu Chun smiled and casually took out a sword. I only have this sword. I will bet with it. The moment the limitless demon god sword appeared, the entire crowd went into an uproar. Why is my weapon resonating with that sword? What weapon is that? My lightning-chasing bow actually trembled and left my hand. Could it be that it has an artifact spirit? This is a divine artifact? Experts, the moment they saw Liu Chen's black and white dual swords, they naturally know that it is not an ordinary item. Good, I will bet with this sword. Ha 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 ha. I did not expect that my luck this time would be so good to be able to obtain such a top-grade weapon. But you do not need to feel regret. After all, you're a person who is about to die. Such a good weapon. Of course it is best to entrust it to the most suitable person. Liu Chan smiled. You should have seen the quality of my weapon, right? So that purple star flowing light sword is still a little lacking for my bet. I want to add another condition. What? I want you to use your Sarira Buddhist bead's strongest move when you fight me. To be honest, I'm quite curious about how powerful your strongest attack is. Beast Buddha frowned. His purpose for this trip was to conquer the 4 seas. It is just that strange black and white dual swords are too attractive. If you do not agree, then I will change to another immortal artifact. Big Brother Yuan Zheng, do you have any similar immortal artifacts? I do not have any capital for this bet. Can you lend me one? Yuan Zheng smiled. This fellow looks sloppy, but his actual intention is not simple. Testing out Beast Buddha's strongest move is also paving the way for him. In any case, Pinyin will be watching that brat. So be it. You can choose any of the immortal weapons on my follower. Beast Buddha is now a little uncertain. Is that brat really going to take back that sword? That sword is definitely the Emperor of Swords. Once I miss this chance, I am afraid I will not have another chance in the future. Anyway, after I kill this brat, I will quickly challenge the 4 seas. Even if he sees my strongest move, the 4 seas will not be able to think of a way to deal with it in a short period of time. Do you want to die so badly? Fine, I will fulfill your wish. Seeing Beast Buddha agree to the bet, Liu Chun smiled. Both sides locked their weapons in the VM agreement. The battle begins. All Buddhas chant barrier. Liu Chun is immediately affected by the barrier, but he does not move. Brat, you're not going to take out your weapon? Do you have a better weapon than that sword? No, I only have one weapon. I have already used all of my cards. The group of people almost vomits blood. Even the 4 seas almost collapses. Just now he was so generous that they thought he had another powerful weapon on him. Who knew that this brat would bet everything? This is a little unexpected. The 4 seas took a deep breath. Chapter 590. Ha ha, what a lunatic. Beast Buddha laughed maniacally. Actually, I don't need a weapon to fight a small fry like you. Liu Chen smiled. Suddenly, the smile on Beast Buddha's face froze. Good. I thought I was crazy enough. I didn't expect you to be even crazier than me. If you want to die under my strongest move, I'll fulfill your wish now. I'll make sure you die without a complete corpse. Relic Buddha bead. Beast Buddha floated in the air. The Buddha's light behind him shone brightly, illuminating heaven and earth. An illusory image of a Buddha appeared on Beast Buddha's body. It was dozens of meters tall and sat in the air with a halo behind it. Oh my God, it's a Star Buddha body. This skill is so powerful. That Beast Buddha is already like a giant Buddha. Is this the strongest skill of the Relic Buddha bead? Just the start of the attack has already caused a phenomenon. So Beast Buddha didn't even use 1/10 of his combat power. Beishue Gufei looked at Beast Buddha nervously. That guy is actually so strong. He might really be able to fight against the Four Seas expedition generals. Coupled with the faint chanting sound and the enchantment, Beast Buddha was like a Buddha descending to the world. At the same time, Lu Chun finally made his move. He snorted. Buddha? 6 transformations of gods and demons. 6 transformations of demons. In an instant, Lu Chun transformed into an evil child and was surrounded by black gas. He flew into the air, and the rolling black gas collided with the golden light. His momentum was not weak at all. Jingui Yanran was stunned. She had not seen Lu Chen in action for a long time. Although she had heard of Lu Chen's evil child form, she was still shocked. The elf girl was so shocked that her mouth was wide open. Everyone had some strength. Seeing the black gas produced by the evil child was so fierce, she naturally knew that the human kid was not weak. The devil gas is rolling. Is this guy a human or a devil? This is the battle between the devil and Buddha. At this moment, Beast Buddha had finished accumulating power and attacked Lu Chun with a palm. 1000 Buddha bead. At the same time, the effect of Listen with Reverence was activated, and Lu Chun was forcibly pulled in front of the Beast Buddha. This palm, there was no way to avoid it. Fortunately, Lu Chun had no intention of dodging at all. Put him to death. Dragon blood boiling. Shatter the void. Break for me. In midair, a black gas shot towards the center of the Buddha's light. 2 major skills, 1 black and 1 gold, 1 fist and 1 palm, 1 devil and 1 Buddha, collided violently in the sky. With a loud bang, heaven and earth shook. The clouds in the sky rolled, and the rumbling sound was like the sky was collapsing. A terrifying blast of air exploded outwards in a ring-shaped explosion, instantly engulfing the entire area. Under the raging wind, the high platform that was built was the first to bear the brunt. It was blown to smithereens with a destructive force. The rostrum, the auditorium, and the buildings collapsed. In the inner mountains of the extreme immortal sect, the surrounding trees were uprooted and rocks were sent flying. The crowd burst into an uproar. Golden Shield. The immortal army will assist the disciples of the immortal apex sect in maintaining order. What a powerful aftershock. What level of cultivation technique is this? I can't see the damage clearly. Mother of Astra's are they trying to create a hole in the sky? After a long time, the gale gradually stopped, the strong light dispersed, and the dark clouds dispersed. The people couldn't wait to look at the sky. At this moment, the special effects around the 2 people in the sky had all dissipated. Seeing the situation of the 2 people, countless people covered their mouths in horror. There was nothing abnormal with the evil child, but the Beast Buddha. At this moment, most of the Beast Buddha's body had disappeared. The missing part was shaped like a crescent moon. Even someone as experienced and knowledgeable as the Four Seas expedition couldn't help but take half a step back. This method, isn't it too cruel? With 1 punch, most of the Beast Buddha's body was blown away. The elf girl was already so scared that her face was ashen. Of course, people like you don't know what it feels like to be killed instantly. You're not on the same level as the Beast Buddha, but at this moment, her heart trembled. That guy instantly killed the Beast Buddha in his strongest state with just 1 punch. More than half of the Beast Buddha's body was gone. The health bar was no longer important. It was almost certain that this kind of physical damage could directly take the life of the Beast Buddha in the real world. The entire audience was shocked into silence. Everyone had complicated emotions in their hearts. Shock, disbelief, and an extremely strong sense of fear. That guy was really as cruel as a demon. In front of him, the Beast Buddha's things were simply child's play. The evil child opened his mouth and licked his lips. He grabbed with 1 hand and caught a string of Buddha beads. Sarira Buddha beads. The gambling match was undoubtedly over. The Limitless Sword and the Purple Star Meteor Sword returned to Lu Chen's hands. Lu Chen took out the Limitless Sword. Hey, I know that you feel wrong when I pushed you out. Here, I'll give you this as compensation. The Limitless Sword immediately disregarded the previous grudges and formed a black and white whirlpool at the tip of the sword. Lu Chun directly threw the Saraira Buddha beads into it. Devour the Saraira Buddha beads. Looking at the broken corpse in front of him, Lu Chun snorted coldly. If this person had only seriously injured Gu Fei and the others, Lu Chun would probably only give him a taste of his own medicine. But since he had the idea of the Four Seas expedition, it was obvious that this guy had ulterior motives. If he didn't kill him, there would be endless trouble. Returning to the arena, Lu Chun turned invisible and returned to his human form. Looking at Beishue Gu Fei from afar, Lu Chun threw the purple star meteor sword over. Hey, Gu Fei, senior brother will give this sword to you. Senior brother? This guy actually called himself senior brother just because he came to the ultimate immortal sect more than a year earlier. One had to know that Gu Fei's identity was at least an inner disciple. As an outer disciple, he was quite thick-skinned. However, no one dared to question him. Gu Fei looked at Lu Chun from afar. He was both angry and amused. This guy? Thank you, senior brother. Lu Chun nodded in satisfaction. Standing on the arena, Lu Chun's gaze swept across the audience. Looking at the shocked faces, Lu Chun sighed. It wasn't easy for others to choose a champion, but he had instantly defeated him. Wasn't that a little bad? It felt like he had ruined someone else's good fortune. Ahem, aren't there still 2 or 3 awards? Why don't you guys continue? Inadvertently, Lu Chun's gaze landed on the podium. Right now, the podium was already hanging on some random tree. Forget it, let's go. Sorry to disturb you, goodbye. With that, Lu Chun hurriedly slipped away. Lu Chun left, leaving behind a group of dumbfounded spectators. Half a minute later, over 100,000 spectators almost blew up the immortal sect mountain. Oh my god, I can't believe my eyes. Are you kidding me? He instantly defeated Beast Buddha. Instantly defeated him with one punch. That's too ruthless. Is that guy even human? Why is he wearing the outer disciple uniform of the ultimate immortal sect? Hey, senior brother of the ultimate immortal sect. May I ask, who exactly is that guy? He also happened to ask someone in the know. That person had an unfathomable expression. He looked into the distance and spoke in a profound tone. Sir, good question. Who is he? Where did he come from? No one knows. You just need to remember one thing. That person is our ultimate immortal sect. No, our human race's #1 outer disciple of all time. #1 outer disciple of all time. Then what is his name? Please remember this ID, because he will definitely become the most dazzling name in the future. That person was still immersed in his own world. His tone was ethereal. He has a golden ID. It's called Lone, Arrogant. Chapter 591. Lu Chun hadn't gone far when an unfamiliar man chased after him. His ID was Celestial Army Pinyin. Hey, Solipsistic, please wait. Our great Celestial General wants to see you. Lu Chun stopped in his tracks. The reaction over there is probably too big. I don't want to go back. Pinyin looked at Lu Chun and thought to himself, you should know that the situation over there is too big. It's about to explode. The Celestial Army and Celestial Peak Sect are busy trying to maintain order. This guy is running away as soon as he's done. They're wrapping things up over there and need the great Celestial General to be there. How about this? When things are done over there, can I trouble you to come to the Celestial Peak Sect's meeting room? Oh, sure. I want to see my friend, too. In the Celestial Peak Sect's meeting room, there were only 4 Seas Expedition, Pinyin, Southern Sky, Elderling Xiao, Gu Fei, Dongfangji Moran, Jingwei Yanran, and the late Lu Chun. As soon as Lu Chun walked in leisurely, he was stopped by a figure. Hey, how did you become so strong? Jingwei Yanran said angrily. She had used a year and a half to go from Stage 2 to Stage 3. After becoming a top-tier player, she had teamed up with Gu Fei and the others to enter Stage 4. After cultivating so hard, she had finally caught up to Lu Chun. However, when she saw Lu Chun's terrifying punch the moment she arrived, her confidence took another hit. With her strong personality, she was definitely not convinced. Lu Chun, on the other hand, became humble. Am I strong? No, I'm still far from that. Jingwei Yanran looked at Lu Chun in surprise. Why did your personality change? Gu Fei walked up and said, For a lone tyrant to have such strength, he must have experienced more than us. Naturally, his vision is different from ours. Luchin smiled. How are your injuries? I won't die yet, but I'll need some time to recover. Dongfang Ji also walked over. Hey, I thought you were dead. Yinran even cried for a few days. Gui Yinran instantly exploded. Hey, what are you talking about? Dongfang Ji, if you dare to talk nonsense again, I'll tell your sister and ask her to teach you a lesson. Lu Chen's face darkened. These guys, Mo Ran walked over and smiled at Lu Chen. It's great that you're back. That's right, let's not just talk about old times. It's a bit rude. Let's go see the elders first. Lu Chen nodded and walked in front of Four Seas Expedition and the others. He cupped his fists and said, Greetings, great Heaven General, Zhong Heaven General, Sect Leader, and Elder Ling. Nantian hurried over and slapped Lu Chen on the shoulder. You stinking brat. Why didn't you come and find me as soon as you came back? I saw that you guys were busy. What could be more important than your return? Elder Ling Xiao smiled and said, That's right. The sect master has been blaming himself for the past year. He kept saying that he shouldn't have let you go on the exploration. Lu Chen smiled. This is my own decision. Old brother Nantian, why do you have to blame yourself? Four Seas Expedition laughed. Ha 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 ha, you little brat. I couldn't tell. Lu Chen looked at Four Seas Expedition curiously. I didn't expect you to have so many friends despite your sloppy appearance. All of them are trustworthy companions. Solipsistic. TSK. This name suits you very well. I've never seen anyone more arrogant than you. Lu Chen sighed. Sigh. No one would believe me if I said this. I'm actually very low-key. I believe you, Four Seas Expedition suddenly said. Or rather, your arrogance isn't frivolous arrogance. Some people like to show off their strength in front of people weaker than them. It's a form of pride, but you don't care about that. I heard you say that you don't think you're strong. In other people's ears, this is a form of arrogance. But if I'm not wrong, you must have met a stronger opponent in the whirlpool. So you really don't think you're strong enough. You could have easily won the championship in a competition like the Alliance competition. But you didn't participate. If not for the appearance of someone like Beast Buddha, you probably wouldn't even show your face. Because this kind of competition has no real meaning for you to become stronger. It's purely for showing off. I heard from Nantian that you're willing to be an outer sect disciple because you only want to cultivate in peace. Tell me, am I right? Lu Chen was almost moved to tears. He was like a person who was never understood by others and suddenly found a soulmate. Big Brother was indeed a big brother. What he said was too true. Big Heaven General is right. Ha ha, kid. It's been a long time since I met a young man like you. Pinyin looked at Lu Chen with admiration. Big Heaven General, such a talent should be recruited into our immortal army and nurtured well. Four Seas Expedition shook his head. No, Pinyin, this jade is pure and natural. There's no need to carve it. Solipsistic, the immortal army's rules are strict. It's too restrictive for you. I believe that even if you don't join the immortal army, you'll still become stronger. Of course, if one day you get tired of playing outside and want to make a name for yourself, you can come find me at any time. I can wait until the day you come. When these words came out, Nantian and Pinyin were shocked. Four Seas Expedition's meaning, other than thinking highly of Solipsistic and giving Lu Chen sufficient freedom, seemed to have another hidden meaning. Four Seas Expedition had been the Big Heaven General for more than 20 years. The other races had already changed a few batches of Big Heaven Generals. Only the human race had always been the Four Seas Expedition. After so many years, the Four Seas Expedition was also tired. He had long wanted to find a suitable person. Lu Chen was also not a fool. He frowned slightly. Big Heaven General, I don't think I'll stop at the fourth heaven domain. Four Seas Expedition was not too surprised. He smiled and nodded. I know. Of course you won't stop at the fourth heaven. But I also believe that you won't leave the Human Race Alliance in danger. Just like this alliance competition, I'm not waiting for you to take over my position. I'm waiting for the day you make a move. Lu Chen took a deep breath. He had only spoken with Four Seas Expedition twice, but he was already very respectful towards this old man. It was not because he was a Big Heaven General, but because of his responsibility, foresight, and charisma. All right, Beast Buddha provoked me while I was injured. I believe there's more to this matter. I need to go and deal with it. Four Seas Expedition stood up and said, Nantion, Elder Ling, and my fellow little friends, I will also be leaving the extreme immortal sect. Big Heaven General, why don't you rest here for a few days before leaving? Nantion asked. No need. I'm afraid I can't recover from my injuries. But it's fine. I rarely take action myself now. It's fine with Pinyin by my side. My friends, you all have great potential. I like your personalities. This is my Heaven General token. If you come to the Immortal Army in the future, you can bring this token to find me. Pinyin stepped forward and gave Lu Chun and the other for a wooden token. The wooden token was small and exquisite. On it were the words Heaven General. On the bottom right corner was a seal. It should be Four Seas Expedition. Chapter 592. Nantion was very excited to see the 5 disciples of the sect get the Heavenly General token. Even the great Heavenly General thinks highly of the 5 of you. When you go to the Immortal Army, you will have a bright future. Dongfang Ji frowned. The great Heavenly General thinks highly of Solipsistic. We just got it in passing. Dongfang Ji was just telling the truth. Elder Ling, Xiao smiled and shook his head. The great Heavenly General has always been decisive. Why would he give you the Heavenly General token just because of this? Nantion also said, in fact, the 4 of you coming to my Immortal Top sect was also planned by the great Heavenly General. He told me that he would find me a few capable disciples. It can be seen that he already thinks highly of you. A disciple came to report that there were still many things in the sect that needed the sect master's attention. Nantion and Ling Xiao did not have time to chat with Lu Chun before leaving. Brother Lone Quang, let's go deal with the follow-up matters first. Don't leave the sect for the next 2 days. I still have a lot to tell you. Lu Chun returned to his residence, and Yin Ran and the others followed him. Lu Chun poured a cup of tea for everyone, and they sat down and chatted. Oh, there's the 3rd layer now. Dongfang Ji said, you left an illusion there, so the other races did not dare to act rashly. The situation has been very stable. Now, in the 3rd layer, the resources of the human clan are hundreds of times more than before. The human clan is gradually growing stronger. I believe that after a while, even without your illusion, the other races will not dare to act rashly. What Lu Chun left behind was not an illusion, but a minor originator. My illusion, Cowherd, Mountain Picking Strength, Frost Dance, Green Shirt, and the others, how are they? What's so bad about the illusion? But Cowherd took your illusion to clear dungeons all day long and wandered in the new territory of the human clan. Cowherd's strength is now very strong, and the people in your original team are like on steroids. Their strength has increased rapidly, and several of them have the title of Marshal. I didn't pay attention to Green Shirt. He may have been busy with the affairs of Autumnfall City, but the influence of Autumnfall City is now much greater than before. The title of Cowherd is now Marshal. Lu Chun was rather surprised. Didn't the old man say that he wasn't going to work hard anymore? The 3rd heaven was currently very stable, so Lu Chun was relieved. When the Earth players entered the 3rd heaven, they would not have to face such a harsh environment. Moran suddenly said, don't you think that the matter of the great Heavenly General isn't that simple? Gu Fei nodded. Mo Ran, do you think so too? Moran said, the matter of the human race's great Heaven General being heavily injured should be an absolute secret. Yet, the Beast Buddha knew about it in advance and even set up a trap. Although the Beast Buddha was insta-killed, his strength still far surpasses the standard of his peers in the same competition. I don't believe that there isn't something fishy going on. Lu Chen frowned and said meaningfully, actually, the Beast Buddha is very strong. Guo Yinran rolled her eyes at him. What right do you have to say that? Lu Chun almost choked on his tea. Big sis, can't I say that he's strong? The other 4 said in unison, no. If you say that he's strong, it means that you're stronger. Lu Chen's face darkened. A person's jealousy was too terrifying. Cough, cough. I'm not joking with you guys. I'm serious. Lu Chun shook his head. Actually, what I used was my strongest move. Shattering the void can break the void vortex. What's the effect of shattering the void? 100 times the damage. Lu Chun said. Under the 6 devil transformations, coupled with Deathland and Dragon Blood Boil, plus 100 times the damage. How terrifying was this attack? Although the crowd was unable to determine the exact value, they were extremely shocked. The power that wants to plot against the great heavenly general actually has such a strong newcomer. Their strength is truly terrifying. Moran said a fair sentence. I feel that the great heavenly general seems to know something. Lu Chun shook his head. The immortal army gathers most of the resources of the 4th heavenly layer. The position of great heavenly general is above tens of thousands of people. It's not hard to imagine that there would be people coveting it. Although the immortal army is an alliance, those who are not of our race will definitely have different intentions. Dongfang Ji said, that's right. Moreover, the 4 great heavenly generals only have 4 positions. Not all allied races have the qualifications to be assigned a great heavenly general. There will definitely be open and covert struggles. Yanran also said, the great heavenly general said that he'll wait for you to make a move. Perhaps he's not referring to fighting against the other 8 alliances. Lu Chun nodded. These things are not something we can figure out for now. Since the great heavenly general wisdom fruit has already sensed it, I believe that he will investigate it thoroughly. As for waiting for me to make a move, we'll see when the time comes. Right now, I just want to level up. In the vortex, I saw an even stronger existence. Right now, my strength is not enough. I must become stronger. Since Lu Chun said so, the others naturally understood that their own strength was the most important. By the way, Lone Tyrant, are you really not planning to go to the immortal army? Gu Fei asked. The growth rate there is the fastest. Lu Chun shook his head. There are also many areas without exploration fruits in the rear. For example, the vortex. This time, I profited from a disaster and learned how to shatter the void. Then what do you plan to do next? Lu Chun smiled slightly. Speaking of which, it's a coincidence. There's an instance dungeon that I need a few helpers for. However, I'm not too sure if this instance dungeon can be attempted. What instance dungeon is so mysterious? Lu Chun nodded. The Azura Instance Dungeon. The Azura Instance Dungeon? How come I've never heard of it? It's the instance dungeon inside the Saraira beads. After saying that, Lu Chun raised his hand and a miniature black hole appeared in his palm. This is... Even Lu Chun himself did not expect that after Limitless Sword devoured the Saraira beads, it did not obtain the 108 special effects. Instead, it obtained an instance dungeon. This was also what he noticed when he checked Limitless Sword's attributes. This was the first time he encountered it. Lu Chun pushed the newly obtained special effect to everyone. Special effect, Azura Instance Dungeon, formed by fusing the 108 special effects of the Saraira beads. Unique, Azura Instance Dungeon, Vortex World, 5-man instance dungeon, difficulty, Purgatory. There's actually an instance dungeon hidden in the equipment. This is simply unheard of. That beast Buddha already had the Saraira beads. However, he was unable to fuse all the special effects. I'm afraid that even when he died, he still did not know that there was an instance dungeon hanging around his neck. Lone Tyrant, how did you fuse all the special effects together? Lu Chun shook his head. My Limitless Sword can do it. However, this is the first time I've encountered such a situation. The description says that this is the Vortex World. Then, this instance dungeon might have the characteristics of a void vortex. Once you can't find the exit, you won't be able to come out. Everyone was silent. This was equivalent to entering the vortex on their own accord. However, Lu Chun smiled. However, consider yourselves lucky. If you follow me in, at the very least, you should be able to come out. That's true. You have the ability to break through the void. Gu Fei said. Lu Chun shook his head. I might not be able to come out even if I break through the void. In the previous vortex, I almost did not come out. Then why are you so sure? Because I have this. Lu Chun smiled and took out a key. Vortex key, an ordinary key. Effect, the key that can open any vortex world and return to the main world. Chapter 593. Little Green, check on Gufei's injuries. Let's go to the Azura world to take a look. A woman in green appeared beside Lu Chun and checked on Beishue Gufei's injuries. It's not a big deal. Just use some high-level martial body pills. We happen to have some materials here. I can refine some. Then I'll have to trouble you, Little Green. Everyone was dumbfounded. Lu Chun, why you have a personal doctor? Guayenran was the most surprised. She didn't know that Lu Chun had such a ghost pet. The others were shocked by Lu Yi's current alchemist rank. High-level martial body pills. That's a very rare pill. Only an 8-star alchemist can refine it. Lu Chun smiled. Just leave it to Little Green. 10 minutes later, Lu Yi handed Gufei 5 pills. Take them every morning. Calculate the time and take one a day. You should be healed in 3 days. Take them. Let's go to the Azura world soon, Lu Chun said with a smile. 3 days later, while the Immortal Apex sect was still busy, Lu Chun had already brought Guiyanran, Beishue Gufei, Dongfang Ji, and Mo ran into the Azura world dungeon. Azura was a Sanskrit word that meant not heaven. It was like heaven, but not heaven. As soon as the 5 of them entered the Azura world, they realized that the world here was different from the world they were familiar with. The sky was yellow, the ground was yellow, and there were strange flames everywhere. Is this the Azura world? Guayenran was a little nervous. Why is there nothing here? Who is our opponent? What's here? Lu Chun carefully observed the surroundings, but didn't find any living creatures. Yinran, this is probably a place none of us have been to before. We have to explore everything ourselves. At this moment, a notification appeared in front of the 5 of them. This is the Azura world. There are 108 Buddhas with their inner demons here. Cleanse your inner demons and gain enlightenment of Buddhism. Time remaining before the Azura world closes permanently 2:59. 59. Legendary level hidden mission. Cleanse inner demons mission description. Defeat all 108 inner demons within the specified time. Mission reward, different blessings. What is the meaning of this? Legendary hidden quest. We've activated a legendary hidden quest. Lu Chun frowned. Jiutian was indeed full of opportunities. Who would have thought that a necklace would hide an instance dungeon and a legendary hidden quest? However, defeating 108 inner demons within 3 hours was not the difficult part. The difficult part was, where were the inner demons? Right at this moment, Dongfang Ji suddenly walked towards the north without a word, as if he was possessed. Dongfang Ji, what are you doing there? I saw an inner demon. It's right there. Everyone was surprised. What inner demon? Dongfang Ji looked at the crowd. Release the emotions in your hearts that are preventing you from becoming stronger. Try it. Guayenran immediately calmed down. The obstruction is getting stronger. It should be my impulsiveness. As soon as she finished speaking, her gaze changed. She looked ahead as if she was looking at someone. Just as I thought, I also saw an inner demon. Gu Fei frowned. Then I should be arrogant. That over there is the inner demon? Moran thought for a long time. Then I'm indecisive? There really is an inner demon. It seems that only those who have such inner demons can see the corresponding inner demons. In other words, others can't help. What are you afraid of? It's just fighting. The difficulty of a legendary mission shouldn't be too high. Time is of the essence. Everyone, get rid of the inner demons that you can see as soon as possible. The 4 of them went to fight the inner demons separately. However, Lu Chun was rather depressed. Damn it, why didn't I see anything? Preventing me from becoming stronger. What is preventing me from becoming stronger? Greed? There's no corresponding inner demon. Selfishness? No. Arrogance? No, I don't think I'm arrogant. There really isn't. Everyone else seized the time to fight the inner demons. Only Lu Chun could not think of his own inner demons. Could it be that I don't have inner demons at all? That I was born to become stronger? I'm a perfect person. Now, no one listened to his nonsense. In short, Lu Chan thought of all kinds of personalities, but he did not see the so-called inner demons. No way, I brought them here. In the end, I'm the only one who can't find the inner demons. What the hell is going on? Family? Yes. Mu Xian said that the strong will abandon their emotions. I think of Lu Yi all day long. This is the inner demon that is preventing me from becoming stronger. Come out. There were sounds of fighting around. Now, Lu Chun couldn't even see Gu Fei and the others, let alone the inner demons. Damn, it's on purpose. This doesn't count as an inner demon? Lu Chun was completely helpless. What kind of broken dungeon is this? It's targeting me. Sitting on the ground, Lu Chun shook his head. He didn't know if they could complete the mission in the time limit. When the time came, as the team leader, he should be able to get a share of the rewards. At this moment, Lu Chun and the others' interface showed a new notification. Detected demon symbiotic body. Target will be teleported to the Azura Temple. Solipsistic will be teleported to the Azura Temple. 3 hours later, the Azura God Remnant will appear. Every time an inner demon is killed, the Azura God Remnant strength will decrease. After killing all 108 inner demons, the Azura God Remnant will be in its weakest state. All attributes in the fourth dimension will drop to 1 million. Seeing this news, everyone almost spat out a mouthful of blood. Dropped to its weakest state, and all attributes in the fourth dimension still had 1 million. What the hell was this? And the person who was teleported was, without a doubt, Lu Chun. Before Lu Chun could see the notification clearly, he was teleported to a magnificent hall. In the middle of the hall, a huge statue of a god that was hundreds of meters tall stood there. It was a true 3-headed and 6-armed statue. Each head had a heaven's eye. Countless visible airflow around him gathered into the heaven's eye on his forehead. It was as if this world existed for him to cultivate. 6 elements could be seen on his 6 palms: water, fire, metal, wood, light, and darkness. It was as if he controlled the operation of this world. At this moment, the 9 eyes of this statue were all slightly closed. They did not open because of Lu Chen's arrival. This is the Azura God Remnant. What level is this God Remnant? God Remnant could be divided into many levels according to the amount of spiritual energy it had. For example, the Divine Beast Remnant in the Fog Forest was very weak. The White Tiger Remnant in the Mountain Protection Array was several times stronger than other Divine Beast Remnant of the same level. It was not that the White Tiger was stronger than the Black Dragon or the Azure Dragon, but that the Mountain Protection Divine Beast had more spiritual energy. At this moment, the statue in front of him was already towering into the clouds. It was like a true god of creation was here. Lu Chen's eyes widened. Don't tell me I have to fight with this guy. King. Fortunately, he brought Gu Fei and the others with him. If Lu Chen fought with this guy now, he would probably be killed instantly. Chapter 594. The situation now was that the more inner demons Gu Fei and the others killed, the weaker the Azura Soul Remnant Lu Chen would have to face. In a party chat, they were urgently discussing a countermeasure. How are we going to get through this? 108 inner demons. Within 180 minutes, each of us has to kill 27 inner demons. Moreover, even if we kill all of them, isn't it too much to ask for 1 million each? Lone Tyrant, just use the key and leave. At this moment, Lu Chen's voice was heard. Since we're a party, I won't leave alone. The Jiutian has existed for who knows how long. If we walk the path that others have walked before, then we will never surpass our predecessors. So, we have to walk a path that no one else has walked before. You came to the Azura world with me because you trusted me. Now, I'm returning this trust to you. The Azura Soul Remnant is not something I can deal with. This guy, I've never seen such a big boss before. Only by reducing its strength to the minimum will I have a chance of winning. Now, please help me kill 108 Buddha inner demons. Not long after, Gu Fei's voice was heard. Wait for our good news. Lu Chun naturally knew how difficult it was to kill 108 Buddha's inner demons within 3 hours. Each battle could not exceed 2 minutes, and this also included the time for rest and recovery. Even if the 4 of them gave it their all, it would be difficult to achieve this goal. However, Lu Chun did not have a better idea. The Azura Soul Remnant was the biggest boss he had ever seen. According to the Joqian's habits, the stronger the boss, the bigger its body. This guy was a few hundred meters tall, and its strength was dozens of times stronger than other bosses. Moreover, this was the Azura world. The surroundings were constantly providing spiritual energy for that guy. Only God knew what would happen when it opened its eyes. Even if all 108 inner demons were killed, Lu Chun did not have the confidence to defeat this guy. Luckily, I let Wuji sword eat a lot of equipment, and I also took some pills. My attributes have increased a lot. If the 4-dimensional monsters have an average of 1 million, I can still fight. Not long after, Lu Chun saw that the progress of the cleansing inner demons mission had become 1/108. Someone had killed the first inner demon. It took 3 minutes and 44 seconds. At this rate, it's over. However, one after another, more people killed the inner demons. 4 of 108. It took 6 minutes and 38 seconds. It seems that the inner demons aren't that hard to kill. The real difficulty lies in finding the inner demons. It's possible that some people have plenty of time, but they just can't find a new inner demon. Moreover, they have to fight continuously. By the middle and late stages, their stamina, energy, and skill cooldowns will all be problems. Their speed definitely won't be as fast. Thinking of this, Lu Chun was a little worried. This was simply an impossible task. Damn it, I just had to be teleported out. Otherwise, I could have taken him away. It seems this instant's dungeon cannot be entered repeatedly. If I leave now, they will be trapped here forever. Even if Lu Chun was anxious now, it was useless. There was nothing he could do now, so he could only observe the statue in front of him. A remnant soul is already so powerful. How strong are the true bodies of those gods and mythical beasts? Lu Chun roughly thought about it. Mu Xian and the Mountain Man were itinerant immortals, so they shouldn't be considered gods, Buddhas, demons, and immortals. Above Mu Xian and the rest, there should be true immortals who had successfully passed the tribulation, or celestial primes or gods. How strong are these so-called gods compared to celestial primes? What stage am I at now? Lu Chun shook his head. He couldn't come into contact with these levels at the moment. Perhaps even Nantian and the rest didn't really come into contact with these levels. The 4th heaven was known as the first heaven of the 5th heaven. Perhaps the answer could only be found at the 5th heaven. I feel that the Azura remnant soul is slightly smaller than before. It seems that after Gu Fei and the rest killed the 4 inner demons, the Azura remnant soul's strength weakened. 10 minutes later, 8/108. So fast. Lu Chun was a little surprised. Not only did Gu Fei and the rest not slow down, they actually sped up, kill more inner demons. Lu Chun prayed to the Azura statue. 25 minutes later, 16/108. 60 minutes later, 35 of 108. Faster, faster. Lu Chun shouted anxiously. 1 hour later, 38 of 108. There's still time. Keep it up. 2 hours later, 76 out of 108. So strong. There are still 32 missions left. Keep it up. However, Lu Chen's estimation was not wrong. The further they went, the faster they killed the inner demons. There were 10 minutes left before the 3 hours. At this time, there were 12 inner demons left. Time passed by slowly. In the last minute, Gu Fei and the rest had just killed the last batch of inner demons. Now, there were 4 inner demons left. Only 4 left. I didn't meet the requirements. I wonder how strong the Azura is. However, when there were only 3 to 4 seconds left in the countdown, the 4 inner demons were killed at the same time. All 108 inner demons were purged within 3 hours. Oh my God, how did they do it? They're too strong. Lu Chun was very excited. Although the Azura statue was still abnormally tall, it was only 100 meters tall. It was many times smaller than before. It was worth mentioning that the Azura statue was still about 300 meters tall earlier. When the last inner demon was eliminated, the Azura statue shrunk to 100 meters. In other words, if they only killed 107 inner demons, the Azura Soul Remnant's attributes would be much higher than 1 million. They had to eliminate all 108 inner demons to achieve the current effect. All 108 Buddha inner demons have been killed. The Azura Soul Remnant's basic attributes will reach 1 million. At the same time, Gu Fei and the rest were transported to the Azura Temple. When Lu Chan saw the four of them, he saw that they were covered in wounds. None of them could even walk. They had to support each other to prevent themselves from falling. Lu Chen hurried over to support them. "You guys are too strong." Dongfang Ji shook his head. "We've already overspent. I'll leave the rest to you." With that, the four of them fell and leaned against the stone pillar. "Oh my God, that's the Azura Soul Remnant. Looks like the battle has just begun." Fighting the Azura Soul Remnant in the Azura world is equivalent to fighting on its home ground. "Lone Tyrant, can you win? Now that we're together, we should be able to run, right?" Solipsistic looked at the huge statue behind him and heaved a sigh of relief. "There's no need to run. If his attributes are only 1 million, I can guarantee that we'll be safe. All four of his attributes are 1 million, not 1 million in total. I know, he's a little higher than me. Also, I'm not sure if he's stronger in the Azura world than outside. But no matter what, I won't lose." The four of them looked at Lu Chan in shock. He shouldn't be joking at such a time. But how could he be so confident? The statue had already loosened. In the dim yellow sky, the god had awakened. Lu Chan stood in front of the statue and took a deep breath. "It's time to use that move. Chaos Domain." Chapter 595. The giant Azura had just awakened, and the Azura world seemed to be collapsing. The surrounding spiritual energy formed a substantial gale, and the roofless temple was on the verge of collapse. At this time, Lu Chan activated God and demon symbiosis, and at the same time, activated his strongest domain, Chaos Domain. For a moment, the entire dungeon was shrouded in a starry sky. It's a domain. The guy has already mastered a domain-type skill. His speed of improvement is too fast. Captain's domain is so strong. Do you feel it? But Azura's attributes are so abnormal. Can he win? Azura opened his eyes slightly and looked at the tiny gray dot in front of him that was bursting with a surging aura of God and demon. God and demon dual cultivation? Azura's voice was low and distant, as if it came from ancient times. Lu Chen's green and gold eyes stared at Azura. That guy's 6 arms moved like octopus tentacles. In addition to the head in front of him, there were 2 more heads on both sides. Non-heaven Azura. Lu Chen spat out 3 words. This guy was neither god nor demon, as if he was his opposite. All 4 of his attributes had reached 1 million, especially his spiritual energy. This attribute was beyond Lu Chen's reach. This guy's attack was absolutely abnormal. Without counting the lifelock skill, Lu Chen wasn't even sure if he could take a hit from him. Azura spoke again. "My world doesn't allow an individual like you to exist. So you can only die?" There wasn't much prelude to the confrontation between these 2 super powerhouses. Azura's handprint. Suddenly, Lu Chen felt an abnormal airflow above his head. Almost relying on intuition, he flashed away with Night Flash. Lu Chen's front foot had just left when the ground he was originally on collapsed instantly. The ground sunk into a nearly 10-meter deep pit in the shape of a palm. Lu Chen was shocked. He didn't even see Azura attack. However, before he could process this information, Lu Chen felt the spiritual energy on both sides of his body move strangely again. 7 stars chasing the moon. Just as he escaped from the opponent's attack range, a loud noise came from behind him. It was as if 2 big hands collided in the air. "Are you trying to swat me like a fly?" Lu Chen narrowed his eyes slightly. He couldn't see the path of this Buddhist seal attack at all. Even the eye of the dark gods couldn't predict it. The Azura world could be seen as the natural domain of the Azuras. Its level seemed to be no weaker than the primal chaos domain, causing the primal chaos domain to be unable to devour the Azura world. However, although he couldn't directly absorb Azura world's spiritual energy, Lu Chen's sensitivity to spiritual energy had greatly increased within the chaos domain. It was precisely by relying on his sharp spiritual energy perception that Lu Chen was able to avoid Azura's palm twice. That guy has 6 arms. If he attacks continuously, before Lu Chen could finish speaking, he realized that he had jinxed himself. Although the Azura's 6 arms did not attack at the same time, 4 of them had already begun to move. Boom, boom, boom. One after another, invisible giant hands blasted towards Lu Chen at lightning speed. Oh no, they're really here. Put him to death and let his dragon blood boil. Lu Chen hurriedly controlled his HP to an extremely low level. With the help of the passive skill Frenzy, he greatly reduced the cooldown of his skills. Ghostly Shadows. Descend. Descend was no longer useful. The speed of the palm seals was too fast. It was already too late to use Descend alone. Infinite Triple Door. In coordination with Descend, Lu Chen tried to get close to the Azura several times. However, the ubiquitous palm seals accurately predicted Lu Chen's landing point time and time again, forcing him to change his route at the last minute. Damn it, this guy seems to be able to see through my next move. In a moment of distraction, Lu Chen had just avoided 2 palm seals. The moment he appeared, the Azura's steady and solemn voice sounded almost at the same time. Devil's Imprisonment. The ground under Lu Chen's feet instantly collapsed. In the collapsed area, a small enchantment was formed. Devil's Cage. Silent skill is ineffective for 3 seconds. Lu Chen's eyes were about to pop out. This skill actually has an enchantment effect. Fortunately, the moment this enchantment appeared, it quickly turned into chaotic spiritual energy and was absorbed by the chaos domain. In less than a second, Lu Chen's silence effect disappeared. At this moment, 4 golden palm seals blasted toward Lu Chen from 6 directions at the same time. Lu Chen had another debuff on him. Spatial Restriction, Spatial Teleportation, Flicker movement skills are sealed. There was no time to explain, only that the skill was sealed. This might be the same concept as mountain splitting. When the skill was activated, the opponent could not dodge. Now, Lu Chen could only use skills like rapid movement. However, his body was still falling, and there was no foothold under his feet. Normal movement skills were useless. 9 void steps. Lu Chen gritted his teeth and used his strongest movement skill. Void step. Lu Chen stepped into the void, and a vortex suddenly formed under his feet. The vortex spun quickly and sucked the 4 Buddha seals into the vortex at the same time. In the blink of an eye, the 2 had attacked and defended dozens of times. Lu Chen was surrounded by danger several times and was forced to use 9 void steps. Damn it, this attack and defense rhythm is too fast. Don't these 2 guys need time to think? How was the captain dodging the Buddhist seal attacks again and again? In a battle of this intensity, 1 wrong step will consign him to eternal damnation. So, Lone Tyrant still had so many tricks up his sleeve. Now that I think about it, when he fought Beast Buddha, he didn't even use half of his strength. If it weren't for a heaven-defying skill like 9 void steps, Azura might have won just now. This is truly a battle that can be decided in an instant. Strange, why is Azura only using 4 hands? What is he doing with the other 2? Lonely Flying's words caused everyone to involuntarily look at the 2 arms behind Azura's back. Azura's 2 arms were vibrating rhythmically. They should not be idle. However, it seemed that only 4 hands were attacking Lu Chen. It can't be. The 4 players were shocked. Storing power. The intensity of the battle had already exceeded everyone's imagination. Up until now, there had not been a single moment of respite. Both sides' skills were incomparably continuous. Moreover, the battle was still ongoing. Lu Chen stepped out of the Devil's Cage with 1 step and rushed towards Azura with the 2nd step. Azura should be a Buddhist seal class. Buddha seals were not considered strong in melee and range combat. However, against such a powerful opponent, Lu Chun had to get close. At this moment, Azura suddenly turned around. His two arms, which had been facing Lu Chun all this time, finally moved. Azura whirled, inner demon. In the eyes of Lonely Flying and the others, this move was no different from the Buddhist seal from before. However, to Lu Chun, this move was completely out of his expectations. Not only was there no trajectory, there wasn't even any spiritual energy fluctuation. Blood Sacrifice Shield. However, the Blood Sacrifice Shield could not protect Lu Chun. A boom sounded in his head, as if he had been struck by a giant awl. In an instant, Lu Chun felt as if he had died. 9 void steps was cancelled, and his body fell to the ground. Azura's voice rang in Lu Chun's mind. Lu Chun, nothing can stop you from becoming stronger. However, that doesn't mean that you don't have inner demons. Chapter 596. Gu Fei and the others had defeated the inner demons of the Saraira beads, but Lu Chun was facing his own inner demons. In an instant, many images appeared in his mind. His parents' departing figures, his time with Luo Yu's help. Your shackles are your inner demons. The answers you seek in your heart are also your inner demons. You were unwilling to forget the past on the Naraka Bridge, so you were destined to be unable to comprehend the great Tao. If it were any other time, the inner demon's outburst would be fatal, let alone now, when he was fighting with the Azura's soul fragment. Since you're unwilling to give up, then I'll help you end it. The Azura's huge body floated up, and golden light appeared all over his body. The Buddha light behind him shone brightly. His 6 arms drew a circle and merged into one. The Azura chanted the great compassion mantra. Namo hi luo na, de luo yi. Namo, Au. Gods and demons coexist. Good and evil cannot be distinguished. Heaven and earth cannot tolerate. Tao cannot tolerate. Great compassion mantra, seal of the tranquil world. The Buddha light shone brightly, and the golden light was almost blinding. Gu Fei and the others hurriedly covered their arms with their arms. At this moment, they realized that they had an additional status. Buddha's decree. Ghost pet skills are ineffective, Buddha-type skills are ineffective, and rebirth skills are ineffective. The status. Not good, he's going to insta-kill Lone Kwang. Solipsistic had a few trump cards. Amin's possession was one, Buddha's salvation was another, and Nirvana rebirth was the last. This Buddha's decree directly crippled Lu Chun's 3 life-saving skills. Moreover, Lu Chun was still being controlled by his inner demons. Solipsistic. Gui Yinran screamed at the top of her lungs and was about to charge forward. Yinran, you can't save him. Dongfang Ji grabbed Yinran. With Gui Yinran's strength, this level of attack was like a moth darting into a flame. I remember that he has a celestial demon mixed elements barrier. Seal of the Tranquil World dealt high damage over time. Lu Chun's already low HP dropped rapidly, and it instantly reached the standard of a lethal blow. Activate the Celestial Demon Mixed Elements Barrier. 15 seconds of invincibility. However, Seal of the Tranquil World was still attacking Lu Chun. Why are you leaving? Leaving me and my sister behind. Lu Chun looked at the 2 figures. In the memory, he could actually speak. Be good, Chun Chun. We have more important things to do. What's more important than me and It's very important. This is the only way to protect you. His parents had left in the end. Perhaps Lu Chun had never been able to recall this memory, but at this moment, it all appeared in Lu Chun's mind. Chun Chun, you must become strong enough to take good care of This was the last sentence his mother left him. Brother, will Daddy and Mommy come back? The little Lu held onto Lu Chun tightly as she tilted her head and asked, No, they won't come back. They don't want us anymore. Don't worry. Even if they don't want us, Big Brother will take good care of you, I swear. An unfamiliar voice sounded in Lu Chun's mind. Lone Tyrant. As long as you are an expert who has reached the peak of perfection, you are an existence who has abandoned your personal feelings and assimilated yourself into the vast universe. The reason why you're unwilling to become a god or a demon is because you're unable to let go of the obsession in your heart. Those useless things will only become your stumbling blocks. Whether good or evil, gods or demons, they are all forms of existence. Even good may not be absolute good, and evil may not be absolute evil. These are all allowed, but you choose to do things your own way, trying to use your will to change the Jiutian. Is your will more important than the heavens? Heavenly might chess game, heaven's punishment tower, lord of 7 sins, haven't you understood the current Azura world? Your existence is not allowed. Let go of your obsession, get rid of your inner demons, and I will spare your life. Can I live if I let go of my obsession? But what is obsession? Lu Yi, pursuing the truth, his friends, his compatriots on earth. Can I live if I give up these? But what's the point of living like this? Within the Buddhist light, Lu Chun raised the corners of his mouth slightly. Why do you always force me to choose? I think you don't want me to choose to become a god or a demon. Jiutian doesn't have one more god or demon. It doesn't matter to you what I become. You just want to make me submit to you. You said my obsession is my stumbling block? That's what you think. Inner demons? I admit that I have inner demons, but that's what you call them. In my opinion, my inner demons, my obsession, will only make me stronger. I am me, and no one can define me. No one can make me submit. 14 seconds, an unlucky number, meant that Lu Chun only had 1 second of invincibility left. Master, wake up. Xiao Min can't protect you. Xiao Min screamed in despair. Under the seal of the tranquil world, Gu Fei and the others couldn't move at all. They couldn't withstand the powerful aftershocks for a long time. Solipsistic, wake up, Beishu at Gu Fei shouted. You can come out of the vortex. You won't be defeated so easily. Solipsistic, don't die. I haven't surpassed you. Jinghui Yinran's eyes were filled with tears. Azura is too strong. Solipsistic, what kind of monsters have you faced along the way? Everyone says you're strong, but no one knows how much you've endured. Fine, to be able to fight alongside you, I, Moran, have nothing else to ask for. Dongfang Ji spat out a mouthful of blood. Brat, you said you could definitely bring us out. What a pig-like teammate. If there's a next life and I team up with you again, please don't be so bad. Not bad, at least before I die. I can see such a powerful boss with my own eyes. At this moment, the black and gold fog in the sky roared like the sea, rolling violently. Even the seal of the tranquil world couldn't suppress the monstrous demonic aura and divine aura. A mad roar resounded throughout the Azura world. I'll protect my inner demon. They had heard of protecting their loved ones and comrades. But what the hell was protecting one's inner demon? Gu Fei and the others were also stunned. However, they immediately realized what was going on. No matter what that guy said, at least he had awakened from his inner demon state. That guy actually defeated his inner demon in less than 10 seconds. Not good. His invincibility is about to end. The last second. I'm going to kill anyone in my way today. Infinite triple gate. Splitting Mount Hua. This was definitely Lu Chen's signature move. The triple gate's rapid teleportation and splitting Mount Hua was difficult to dodge. With a boom, the staff smashed onto Azura's body. 9 void steps. Shatter the void. In the sky, a tiny figure stepped on the void and instantly appeared in front of Azura, punching Azura's heavenly eye. Chapter 597. -2. 2 billion. Spiritual energy storm. Void shattering. -2. 3 billion. 2 punches dealt for 5 billion damage. The Azura's huge body was sent flying, and the tranquil world skill was interrupted. The Azura's HP was also extremely terrifying, reaching 10 billion. Lu Chen's void shattering couldn't kill it instantly. After being sent flying by Lu Chun, the Azura quickly changed his skill. Azura world, past life, present life, future life. Azura directly split into 3, becoming three independent entities. The three Azuras attacked at the same time. Solipsistic, you're so stubborn. Your invincibility is about to end. Go repent in the Azura hell. Great reincarnation seal. In an instant, the Azura world shook violently, the sky fell, and the earth sank. My God, what kind of skill is this? It's so powerful. Gu Fei's eyes widened. This skill seemed to condense all the power of the Azura world. Even though the Azura world here might only be the tip of the iceberg of the real Azura world, it was still an independent space. The power of the entire space was unimaginable. Lu Chen's eyes almost popped out. This skill was no small matter, and he couldn't avoid it. There were only Gu Fei and the other three here. Lu Chen's virtuous might and defiant demonic might were useless. It was almost impossible for him to face this skill. The opportunity to move was 9 void steps. 9 void steps was a head-on movement skill, which meant that Lu Chen couldn't avoid it and rushed towards the great reincarnation seal. Lone Tyrant! Gu Fei's eyes widened. Gui Yinran's heart was in her throat, and she even forgot to breathe. Her eyes were fixed on the two people in the field. In an instant, Lu Chen had taken his 9th step, and 9 vortexes spun wildly under his feet. The great reincarnation seal's level was not lower than 9 void steps. The void vortexes couldn't directly absorb the skill, and could only temporarily change the direction of the attack. However, as a skill that dealt continuous damage, if Lu Chen's every step was off by the slightest, if his timing was off by even half a second, it would be enough to kill him. In the blink of an eye, Lu Chen actually stepped out of the great Samsara Dharma seal and arrived in the void. You actually managed to escape from my great Samsara seal. This is impossible. I just like to do the impossible. Spiritual energy storm. Die for me. Shatter the void. With a single punch, a ball of light instantly exploded. It was so bright that people couldn't open their eyes. -1. 8 billion. It wasn't that the damage of the punch was only 1. 8 billion, but the maximum HP of the clone was only 1. 8 billion. Instant kill with 1 punch. Triple door, spiritual energy storm, shatter the void. Without stopping for a moment, Lu Chen had already flashed to the front of another physical avatar. You will regret this. I'm trying to convert you. I don't need your enlightenment. Azura, golden body protection. Even if it's a golden body, I'll crush it. Turn to primordial chaos attack. With a boom, -1. 8 billion. Before the third physical avatar could speak, it was also instantly killed by Lu Chen with 1 punch. In the blink of an eye, the situation of the battle changed drastically. Lu Chen, who was in a desperate situation just now, actually killed 3 Azuras in the blink of an eye. Oh my God, he won. He actually won. This is unbelievable, Moran said in a daze. Just now, they were surrounded by danger, but in the blink of an eye, the situation was reversed. In the end, it was still Solipsistic who stood at the end. Too strong, 2 billion plus in 1 punch. Could this be his true strength? This is the first time I've seen this guy go all out. Not only his attacks, but his reactions and decision-making in the battle can also be said to be perfect. If there was a trace of hesitation just now, the one who would die would be him. Gu Fei shook his head and could not help but sigh. The most terrifying thing about this guy is his combat talent. However, Dongfang Ji suddenly said, no, it's not his combat talent. The most terrifying thing about him is his stubbornness. It's impossible to break through one's inner demons within 15 seconds without an extremely firm belief. It's that guy's belief that supports him to continuously become stronger, to continuously defeat strong enemies. The symbiotic effect on Lu Chen's body had already dissipated, revealing his original body, which was the evil child form. At this moment, he had never felt so tired. Just as he was about to close his eyes, he saw the system notification. Killed not Heavenly Azura's soul remnant. Obtained 3 billion world evolution points. Obtained 1,000 third rank, first rank talent fragments. Obtained 2,000 third rank, 1-star evolution points. Triggered by greed. Obtained reincarnation Sarira, immortal level treasure, can be extracted. Obtained Heaven's Eye, immortal level treasure. Obtained Whirlpool Key X2, triggered by greed. Legend rank hidden quest completed. Based on the performance of the dungeon, the team members will receive their own rewards. Another key. What the hell is this? Based on your performance in Azura World, you are provided with the following choices. Please choose a reward that you wish to exchange for from the following rewards. 1. Immortal Body Pill, 1,000 points for any 3D item. X50. Immortal Spirit Pill, X20. Middle Heaven Level Skill Great Reincarnation Seal. 2. Immortal Resistance Pill, X50. 1,000 points for any elemental resistance. Immortal Spirit Pill, X20. Reincarnation Sarira Extraction Scroll. 3. Upgrade Eye of the Dark Gods to Immortal Tool, or upgrade a Middle Heaven level skill to Middle Heaven level skill. 4. Key to the Wildlands. So many choices, other than the last one. The rest are all good. Liu Qin's spiritual energy could endure using Shatter the Void 5 times in a row, but Liu Qin himself was unable to endure it. His head was getting dizzier and dizzier, and his eyes were almost unable to open. Hold on a bit longer. Let's talk about it after choosing the reward. However, just as he finished speaking, Liu Qin fell into a deep sleep. After an unknown amount of time, Liu Qin still had not opened his eyes when he heard Jingle Yinran's voice beside him. He can even win like that. This guy is too strong. Do I still have a chance to surpass him? Look carefully. His skin is fine and tender, just like a child's. Also, are these ears serious? The tail is also a little cute. Is this your true body, or is that solipsistic your true body? What is your obsession? Who is the person who can help you climb out of a hopeless situation? Your lover? Liu Qin suddenly felt that someone was playing with his ears. He opened his eyes in a daze. Sure enough, it was Jingle Yinran. Hey, is it appropriate for you to play with someone's ears the moment you see them? Seeing Liu Qin open his eyes, Jingle Yinran was shocked. She hurriedly stuttered, You're awake. I saw a bug on your ear. Look, it flew away. What the heck? How could there be a bug in this place? It even flew away. You don't even know how to make up a lie. Liu Qin was also speechless. He struggled to sit up. He looked around. Sure enough, they were still in Azura World. Where Gufei and the rest? They saw that you had fainted and knew that you were too tired. When they were bored, they went to look for an exit. The key is with me. Azura dropped it. Tell them to come back. As the saying goes, a thief has a guilty conscience. Jingle Yinran went to look for them. Oh, I know. So fierce. Playing with my ears won't make me pregnant. Petty. Liu Qin shook his head. This girl was still not convinced. But then again, he felt that he had forgotten something important. After carefully recalling, Liu Qin suddenly widened his eyes. Damn, where's my reward? Chapter 598. Not long later, Gufei and the rest returned. Liu Qin hurriedly asked, Did you guys get the hidden mission reward? Yes, the fourth heaven is indeed a legendary hidden mission. The reward is too generous. I got an immortal bracer. The attributes are very strong. I got little black's growth materials. This is the first time I've seen such high-grade materials. My reward is also very strong. My poison master talent increased by 1 grade. Mo Ran said excitedly. My wind and thunder barrier increased in quality. Liu Qin looked at this group of people in shock. They all got the reward. Then why didn't I get the reward? You got it, we got it for you. And yes, you were unconscious at that time, and there's a time limit for getting the reward. We were afraid that you would miss it, so we got it for you. Really? Then what did you get? Your reward is better than ours, but after our discussion, we still chose the most suitable one for you. The key to the Wildlands. Mo Ran said. Liu Qin almost spat out a mouthful of blood. This was the reward he didn't want the most. No way. This is the result of your discussion? Isn't it better to get a bunch of immortal pills and immortal martial skills? Isn't it better to evolve weapons? Why did you choose a broken key for me? Didn't you say that to be stronger than others, you have to walk a path no one has walked before? The key to the Wildlands was dropped by the Azura world. The others probably haven't been there before. Isn't this just right for you? Gufei was like a child who had made a mistake. Yes, we fully consider that your attributes are already very abnormal, and you have the limitless godly demon sword. Most immortal martial skills probably can't compare to you. Maybe the Wildlands will have a better reward. That key can only teleport one person. We really considered your situation seriously. There's absolutely no selfishness. We thought that continuously challenging higher difficulty dungeons is in line with your character. Liu Chun was speechless after hearing this group of people's explanation. What this group of people said was actually very reasonable. You guys really understand me so well. So he didn't get any rewards? However, when he killed the Azura, Liu Chun also got 2 immortal level magic weapons. Thinking about it, it was actually not a loss. Besides, it was much better than missing the time to collect it. The instance dungeon was finally over. However, Liu Chun was very interested in how these people managed to kill 108 inner demons in such a short time. Hey, how did you guys kill 108 inner demons in such a short time? I feel that this mission is too difficult to complete. Just finding the inner demons that I can see is already very difficult. Moran said, when we saw the system's requirements, we were also in despair. However, we also knew that we had to complete the mission. So Dongfang Ji thought a way. Liu Chun looked at Dongfang Ji in surprise. What can this sharp-tongued boss think of? After killing the first round of inner demons, we realized that it wasn't that difficult to kill inner demons. The difficult part was finding the corresponding inner demon. Then Dongfang Ji said, actually, some people think too highly of themselves. It's not easy to deal with inner demons if you can't find one. So you get others to help you find one. Liu Chun was shocked. This was equivalent to asking others to point out the other party's shortcomings. For a poisonous snake like Dongfang Ji, 108 inner demons were already too few. You're quite something? Liu Chun exclaimed. Dongfang Ji, you're really a talent. Dongfang Ji also helped you think of many inner demons. For example, you're actually very coquettish, too selfish, ruthless, and heartless. Liu Chun turned to look at Dongfang Ji. You have quite a big opinion of me, kid. I'm just telling the truth. How am I coquettish? So many girls like you, but you just won't say who you like. If this isn't coquettish, then what is? Since when did a girl like me? All right, then I was wrong. You're not coquettish, you're blind. The two of them looked like they were about to start fighting. Moran hurriedly pulled them back. All right. Both of you are injured, but you two can still fight. I really have to hand it to you two. Let them fight. I reckon that this is the only time we have a chance to agree to Lone Tyrant's request. Let's attack together and let him taste the taste of defeat. The group was also in a good mood. They even had the mood to play around in the dungeon. Ha. Actually, this trip to the Azura world has allowed us to better understand our own inner demons. I feel that just this point alone is a great gain for us. All right, are you guys all children? We should go. Liu Chun changed back into his human skin and used the whirlpool key. The group returned to Liu Chun's residence from Azura world. Aren't you going to move into the inner mountains and live with us? The inner mountains are close to the spirit source. Every time you cultivate, you can gain quite a bit of pure spirit energy, Gufei said. Liu Chun had the mixed divine demon cultivation method, so he naturally didn't care for that little bit of pure spirit energy. We'll talk about it when the time comes. After parting with Gufei and the others, Liu Chun returned to his room to rest. After the battle with Azura, Liu Chun felt that the Jiuqian was full of experts. Previously, the demonic Grim Reaper made him feel fear. However, Azura made him feel the power of a god. After all, this was only Azura's remnant soul. Perhaps in the near future, he would encounter the true body of a god. How terrifying would that be? I have to increase my star rank as soon as possible. Once my basic attributes are high, be it the 6 transformations or the Void Shatterer, my damage will increase. Also, I have to cultivate the mixed divine demon cultivation method to the 2nd stage as soon as possible. Right, I don't know where the other 3 transformations of the 9 transformations of the divine demon are. I don't have any clues at all. Also, I have no clue where to find the divine demon set. After winning, Lu Chen didn't relax. Instead, he felt even more urgent. Speaking of which, he had obtained a lot of third-class advancement materials from killing Azura. However, considering that the reputation shop would sell them at a low price and buy them at a high price, unless it was absolutely necessary, Lu Chen didn't plan on selling them. After checking his backpack, apart from the materials, Lu Chen had an additional whirlpool key. I have 2 more keys now. Lu Chen shook his head. I don't think anyone will be like me, getting an additional key every time I enter a whirlpool. If I don't bring teammates, the whirlpool should be very safe for me. Of course, Lu Chen didn't forget to check the 2 new immortal artifacts that he had obtained. Relic of Reincarnation, Immortal Artifact, Extractable. I wonder how many extractable scrolls are needed to extract an item of this level. The Relic of Reincarnation increased the 3rd dimension by 12,000 points and spiritual energy by 4,000 points. Its attributes could only be considered average among immortal artifacts. Special Effect 1, Delayed Effect. All damage received within 10 seconds will explode in one go after 10 seconds. This damage will be treated as 1 damage, and a minimum of 1 HP will be retained. During the 10-second damage accumulation period, it will not be affected by control skills. Another life-saving skill. This is quite useful. It has 10 seconds of magic immunity. Special Effect 2, Chant of All Buddhas. Every 3 seconds, the enemy will be forcefully pulled to the side and unable to break free for 2 seconds. This was an effect of the Chant of All Buddhas barrier, but now it had become an equipment special effect that was automatically released. Special Effect 3, Buddha Body Transformation. 3 heads and 6 faces. It can be divided into 3 physical clones. The main body can freely switch between the 3 physical clones. Not bad. However, it should be because it can be extracted that it's listed as an immortal artifact. Otherwise, these attributes wouldn't be too outstanding. The attributes of the heavenly eye were much stronger. The 3rd dimension was 15,000 and spiritual energy was 6,000. 2 of the special effects were the upgraded version of the Dark Golden Eye. Not only could it predict the position of the enemy's skill release, but could also predict the enemy's movement. No wonder the Shura handprint could keep chasing me. It's because of this thing. Special Effect 2. See through disguises, virtual images, illusions, void, and heaven-level secret realms. This is a little strong. Chapter 599. The only thing Lu Chen didn't eat was magic treasures, so he carried these 2 pieces of equipment with him. Although the Immortal Peak sect didn't get a place in this competition, Lu Chen's actions made the Immortal Peak sect famous. At this moment, Lone Tyrant's name also started to spread throughout the martial arts conference. However, Lu Chen didn't feel anything different. He seemed to be used to people talking about him. The inner mountain had returned to normal. The outer sect disciples returned to their own residences. Brother Wrist and the others, who hadn't seen for a long time, ran to Lu Chen's house early in the morning to wait for today's daily mission. As soon as Lu Chen went out, he saw a large group of people standing at the door. Seeing Lu Chen come out, the group shouted in unison, "Boss!" Lu Chen frowned at this group of people. Since when did his support group have so many people? What are you doing? Brother Wrist walked over with a smile. Boss, we're waiting for your daily mission. Now that our support group has reached 1,300 people, you can accept 1,300 missions for us every day. Lu Chen looked at Brother Wrist as if he was looking at a monster. Why were they so eager to help others with missions? Without waiting for Lu Chen to speak, Brother Wrist and the others surrounded Lu Chen and went to the mission distribution office. The mission distributor saw a Lu Chen from afar and immediately greeted him. Yes, you're here. I've already prepared the missions for you. Iron Wrist said that he wants 1,320 missions. They're all ready. You just have to accept them. You don't have to be so enthusiastic. No. This time, You personally took action. Not only did the other sects look at our Immortal Peak sect in a new light, even the outsiders have become respectful of us. I've been in the Immortal Peak sect for so many years, but I've never enjoyed such treatment. Yeah, so what if he's the champion of a league? He was still killed by our Brother Kwong in one punch. Brother Kwong just didn't participate in the competition. If he did, who can fight him? Beast Buddha's strength has far surpassed the previous champion, but he couldn't even last a second in front of Brother Kwong. Brother Kwong, you're our real boss from now on. The group of people's flattery shook the heavens. All right, you guys don't have to be so dramatic. In the future, the Guardian Group will not be recruiting members. Every day, after you finish your missions, you will go about your own business, understand? Yes, Brother Kwong. We will definitely not disturb your cultivation. Liu Chan shook his head and handed over the 1320 missions to Iron Wrist. Then, he ran away from the mission distribution office. This is too much. They want to create a small sect in the extreme immortal sect. It's like they're trying to poach Southern Sky. Liu Chan shook his head as he walked towards the inner mountains. Along the way, whenever people saw Liu Chan, they would stop and whisper to each other. That's Brother Kwong. He's super strong. I saw him. He's the strongest outer disciple in history. It's said that he's the man who came out of the whirlpool. It's said that someone from the Immortal Army's 8 divisions came to our sect leader's place to snatch people. Liu Chan was being pointed at and gossiped about all the way. He felt uncomfortable all over and hastened his steps. Arriving at the exchange shop, Zhang Xian was just about to enter when he was stopped by an inner disciple. Senior Kwong. Liu Chan looked back. It seemed to be Southern Sky's new disciple, Nanku. Senior Kwong, I finally found you. Nanku gasped for breath. Are you going to the exchange shop? It's not open yet. There's still some finishing work for the Alliance tournament. Marshal Uncle Tianxing is helping to deal with it. No way. All right. Why are you looking for me? Senior Kwong, the Immortal Army has sent people over. Master can't hold them off. He wants you to go over. Didn't the 4 Seas expedition leave? It's not the great heavenly marshals people. It's someone else. They all want to see you. The people who came are at least Zhongtian generals. Master is stuck in the middle. It's really hard for him to deal with them. Do you want to go over? Liu Chan frowned slightly. This was probably the reason why he didn't like to be famous. It was too troublesome. All right, I'll go take a look. Liu Chan followed Nanku to the sect master's guest hall. Just as he reached the door, he heard a lot of noise inside. There seemed to be a lot of people. When he pushed the door open, Liu Chan saw more than 20 Immortal Army members. There were people from various races, and there were many who were on the same level as the Zhongtian general's opinion. There were a total of 8 divisions in the Immortal Army: Medical, Dark Imperial, Assault, Cavalry, Law, Beast, and Archery. At this time, Southern Sky was surrounded in the middle. The Zhongtian generals were all talking at once. Southern Sky, we tried to persuade you in the beginning, but you didn't listen. Now, I'll put it bluntly. Solipsistic must join our Dark Division. I don't have any objections to Solipsistic joining the Immortal Army. However, I don't agree that he must join your Dark Division. Our Archery Division is most afraid of enemy troops getting close to us. Letting Solipsistic join our Archery Division is a more strategic arrangement. As long as he's there, our Archery Division's survival rate will greatly increase. According to what you're saying, letting Solipsistic join the Medical Division and the Law Division is just as strategic, isn't it? Good steel should be used on the edge of the blade, not hidden in the back. Why don't you join our ambush team? Our ambush team is small in number, but it's extremely useful. More often than not, we'll be able to turn the tide of a battle. It's just perfect for Lone Tyrant's explosive attack power. The group started arguing again. At this time, Liu Chan spoke. I'm not going anywhere right now. I'll stay at Apex Immortal Sect. Everyone turned to look at the youth at the door. You're solipsistic? Liu Chan nodded. That's right. Great Celestial General Yuan Zheng said to let me make the decision. But you guys came to pressure Apex Immortal Sect? The Dark Division's Zhongtian General, Hidden Blade, walked over and sized up Liu Chan. You're really arrogant. How dare you talk to us like that? Solipsistic It's not that we want to go against the great celestial general's wishes. The great celestial general wants you to grow for a while more, but what better place to train someone than the immortal army? With your strength, you're already qualified to join the immortal army. Why waste your time here? That's my business. Zhongtian General, you don't have to worry about it. Lu Chen didn't give the other party any face. Solipsistic, do you know that all sects serve the immortal army? Everyone has to join the immortal army as long as they're strong enough. Another half-beast said in an unfriendly tone. We're here to invite you because we value your strength. But if you're arrogant because of this, we can also use the immortal army's military rules and take you away by force. Lu Chun had a fiery temper. If others asked him nicely for help, he might help. But if they used force, Lu Chen wouldn't compromise. Even immortal sovereigns and Azuras couldn't change his mind, let alone the immortal army. Lu Chen snorted. Military rules? Am I a member of your immortal army? You're talking about military rules with me? Solipsistic, don't be ungrateful. If not for our immortal army, do you think you can cultivate here like a prince? Sorry, even if there's no allied army, I'll still go wherever I want to go. Lu Chen didn't back down. Fine, don't think that just because the great celestial general values you, you can be so lawless. Let me tell you, the immortal army isn't ruled by anyone. Even the great celestial general has to discuss with the other celestial generals. Now that the 8 divisions are here, you can't deal with your bro. Men, take this person down. The group of immortal army soldiers behind him looked at Lu Chun and didn't dare to make a move. Nantian saw that the immortal army's tone was unfriendly and the atmosphere was tense. He hurriedly pulled Lu Chen back. Brother, don't be agitated. I'll talk to them again. Lu Chen's temper flared up. Nantian, there's no need to talk to them. I'm not going to the immortal army. Don't tell me you want to become enemies with your own race. Nantian said anxiously. If I knew this would happen, I wouldn't have asked you to come. Don't talk nonsense. Openly defying the immortal army. Take this person down. The Orc Celestial General thought for a while and added, if he dares to resist, the immortal Apex sect will be punished as well. Wow, this Celestial General is really something. Lu Chun stared at that person. Chapter 600. Lu Chun did not expect that a trip to the exchange shop would result in him being placed in a prison carriage. He was not afraid of the immortal army, but the extreme immortal sect was different. This was Nan Tian's painstaking effort, and there were many people he knew here. If he really wanted to make a move, unless he destroyed the immortal army, there would be endless trouble. In the end, Lu Chun chose to be arrested. Seeing Nan Tian's helpless appearance, Lu Chun smiled at him. It's fine, they won't do anything to me. After saying that, Lu Chun leaned close to Nan Tian's ear and whispered, at most, I will pretend to join them. This sentence gave Nan Tian a reassurance. Although the immortal army was tyrannical, in the end, it was only to force Lu Chun to join the immortal army. There should not be any danger to his life. I will go look for great heavenly General Yuan Zheng. Nan Tian said. Lu Chun nodded. Soon, Lu Chun was placed in a prison carriage. His prison carriage was fixed on the back of a huge flying dragon. There was a special array on the prison carriage that restricted the skills of the prisoners inside. Not long after, Lu Chun left with the 8th Division Immortal Army. Damn it, when can I go exchange for cash? Lu Chun sat in the prison carriage, shaking his head and sighing. When Gu Fei and the others arrived at the reception hall, Lu Chun and the others had already left. What, the immortal army actually took Du Quang away by force? Nan Tian shook his head. I also had no way to stop them. After all, the sect is a subordinate of the immortal army. At that time, they said that if Solipsistic dared to resist, they would punish the extreme immortal sect, so he left with them. This is too much. Actually, when people reach a certain level of strength, they would fight to join the immortal army. This also gave the immortal army a sense of superiority. This time, when they met Brother Du Quang, they found it hard to accept and took him away by force. Nan Tian said, and the few of you, the immortal army, gave you a time limit. You must report to the Immortal Army within a year. Brother Du Quang didn't say that he wouldn't join the Immortal Army. Is there a need for them to be so anxious? Mo Ran shook her head. Secmaster, what should we do now? The reason why I called you all here is so that you all can go and find great Heavenly General Yuanzhang. I'm afraid that with old brother Du Quang's bad temper, he won't be willing to compromise even after arriving at the Immortal Army. Only great Heavenly General can handle this matter. All right, let's go right away. Following the Immortal Army, Lu Chun saw a huge fortress from afar. The fortress was located between two tall mountains. There were 4 entrances at the back and a thick black defensive wall in front of it. It was said that the wall was made of black iron and was indestructible. This was the southern division of the Immortal Army, the Black Mystic Fortress. After returning to the fortress, the Heavenly General of the 8 tribes looked at Lu Chun. Solipsistic, as long as you agree to join the Immortal Army, we will immediately release you and entrust you with important tasks. Lu Chun leaned against the prison wagon with an indifferent expression. It's quite comfortable here. I don't want to come out. You are simply stubborn. Fine, you like to stay here, right? Men, lock this person in the death cell. I'll give you 7 days to think carefully. If you're still unwilling to compromise and not willing to be used by me, it's useless to keep you alive. Lu Chun was sent underground by a group of immortal soldiers. After going down 3 levels, he was pushed into a pitch-black prison. The array around the prison was very strong. It was actually a heaven-grade mountain protecting array. After all, this was the prison of the Immortal Army. Who knew how many experts would be locked up here? If the array was not strong, it would not be able to control them at all. Lu Chun shook his head and found a corner to sit down. I already said that I can't be too famous. I'm too unlucky. I suddenly became a prisoner. Human race? In the darkness, a voice suddenly sounded, giving Lu Chun a fright. F***CK, who is it? Looking carefully, Lu Chun saw a monster in ragged clothes sitting in front of him. Heavenly Devil race? Heavenly Devil? How can those things with impure bloodlines be mentioned in the same breath as us demons? Kid, are you insulting me? The clanking sound of chains came from the opposite side. The other party seemed to be very angry. Fortunately, he was chained up. Otherwise, that fellow would probably have charged over. Don't get agitated. I don't even know you. How would I know what race you are? Lu Chun leaned against the wall and said leisurely. Speaking of which, you're a demon? I've never heard of this race. How old are you? Of course you've never heard of the great name of the demon race. We are the purest demon race. We are born with demonic might. Actually, lowly creatures like you humans can't compare to us. Lu Chun said disdainfully. You're so strong. Aren't you still locked up here? If it weren't for the fact that I was injured, how could the Four Seas expedition capture me? Even so, the Four Seas expedition probably isn't any better. I don't know where he's recuperating now. Lu Chun looked at the black figure in front of him in astonishment. The Four Seas expedition was injured during a battle with this fellow? He was right. The Four Seas expedition was still unable to fully recover. It could be seen that his injuries were not light. Wait until my injuries are healed. I'll raise this place to the ground. Lu Chun frowned as he looked at that fellow. His tone was really arrogant. Looking at his injuries, and without any pills, he didn't know when he would be able to fully recover. Speaking of which, Lu Chun didn't have any enmity towards this fellow. Perhaps it was because he also had demonic might and could be considered half a demon. Hey, why didn't I meet you demons in the 3rd heaven? Lu Chun asked. 3rd heaven? Are you kidding? We demons directly entered the Jiutian from the 4th heaven. Only low-level races like you humans need to slowly climb up from the 1st heaven. Damn, that's a little too much. Directly starting from the 4th heaven? Then are you very strong in reality? Of course. The demon prisoner's tone was filled with unconcealable pride. Any one of us demons is a destructive existence in your eyes. Then why did you enter the Jiutian? You don't even know why you entered the Jiutian? Only by entering the Jiutian can we protect our world. No matter how strong the demons are, they can't compete with the Jiutian. Lu Chun narrowed his eyes slightly. Even a powerful race like the demons had to be controlled by the Juqian. Could it be that their goal was only to protect their own world? If that was the case, what was the difference between them and him? If you want to protect your world, why are you making an enemy of our allies? What a joke. In the Juqian, it's either you die or I die. What's the reason? Kid, is there something wrong with your brain? Listening to your questions, you don't seem like a traitor. Luchin smiled. You're the one who's crazy. They wanted me to join the immortal army, but I didn't agree. That's why I was locked up. You see, you have chains, but I don't. This isn't your brain being crazy. Everyone would join the immortal army of their own race, but you didn't? Luchan was a little speechless. However, chatting with this guy allowed Luchan to grasp a few important pieces of information. First, this guy was related to the Four Seas expedition. Whether there was something fishy about the Four Seas expedition, it was very likely that he could get some information from this guy. Second, the truly powerful races in the Juqian were not those he had seen before. On the contrary, the truly powerful races were those he had never seen before. Chapter 601. At night, the Devil Brother was captured and tortured. When he came back, his body was covered with bruises. This guy was also a tough nut to crack. The guards didn't get any useful information from him. They beat you every day. The Devil Brother spat out a mouthful of blood. They were afraid that I would recover. Those bastards learned some torture skills. Even if they didn't kill me, they wouldn't let me recover. Luchin didn't know why, but he actually sympathized with this guy. No matter what race he was, being able to remain silent under such torture was worthy of respect. The only difference between them was that they had different standpoints. At dinner, Luchin's food was obviously better than that guy's. There was fish and meat. The Devil Brother was holding a cold steam bun. It was probably made by a level 1 cooking skill. He ate happily. While no one was around, Luchin pushed his bowl over. Hey, you still have to be beaten tomorrow. Eat mine. The Devil Brother looked at Luchin in surprise. He then looked at the fish in the bowl. Without saying anything, he picked it up and ate it. At night, a Zhongtian general came to confirm Luchin's situation again. Luchin ignored him and drove him away. After the immortal army people left, the Devil Brother looked at Luchin strangely. You, why didn't you want to join the immortal army? Luchin leaned against the wall and played with a piece of withered grass. I didn't say that I didn't want to join, but they forced me to join the immortal army immediately. They even threatened my sect. That made me unhappy. Actually, I don't really care if I join the immortal army or not. I just want to gain more experience and then go to the 5th layer of heaven. Kid, the 3rd layer of heaven is a chaotic battle between different races, but it's all self-organized. The 4th layer of heaven is a militarized battle. The 4th layer of heaven is the most important, and the most scarce resources are all in the hands of the immortal army. If you don't join the immortal army, your growth will be slower than others. These are the rules of Juqian. Why do you have to suffer in prison for such a trivial matter? Luchin smiled faintly. Who set the rules? Why should I live according to the rules set by others? In my opinion, there is no true victor in the struggle between the various races. Why should I participate in such a meaningless war? The Devil Brother looked at Luchin with a pair of purple eyes. The way he looked at Luchin was getting weirder and weirder. You are interesting. I like you. What are you doing? You want to eat me? Don't talk nonsense. I'm talking about your temper. I really like it. If there's a chance to go out, I'll take you to the demon world to play. Luchin laughed. Can the game really reverse time travel to reality? Yes, but that's a matter for the higher heaven realm. Then forget it. They won't let you leave alive. Fisk, don't worry. I have a way to get out. When the time comes, I'll take you with me. No way. Aren't you afraid that I'll tell on you if you tell me this? What's there to be afraid of? At most, we'll just die. When I assassinated the Four Seas expedition, I didn't plan to return alive. Moreover, I believe my eyes. I can feel a sense of familiarity from you. It's also very strange. Why would a human feel like we're from the same race? This demon brother was quite straightforward. Luchin wondered if he should tell this important information to the immortal army. Their criminal actually had a way to escape. No matter what, he was still a human. Moreover, this guy was the Four Seas expedition's criminal. Hey, human kid, when the time comes, I'll set you free. It doesn't matter whether you join the immortal army or not. People change. Today, I find you pleasing to the eye. Perhaps in the future, you'll become a formidable opponent. But why should I care so much? In the future, if we don't meet on the battlefield, I don't care whether you're a human or not. We'll drink to our heart's content. If we meet on the battlefield, we'll fight to our heart's content. We'll fight to our deaths. This was the first time Liu Chan met such a straightforward person. This demon brother was really a demon. That's right. Who ordered you to assassinate the Four Seas expedition? I can't tell you. Kid, if you want to know more about these things, then I'll pretend I didn't say anything. I'll just treat you as someone sent by them to gather information. Liu Chan nodded. This guy was straightforward, but he wasn't brainless. Take him away. The reason why he dared to do so was probably because he was fully confident in his own strength. After thinking about it, Liu Chan decided to help this demon brother keep the secret and escape first. This demon brother didn't have much time left. He would be executed in public in about 4 or 5 days. Until the last day, Liu Chan actually didn't know how he would escape. On the last night before his execution, Liu Chan was leaning against the wall and sleeping. Suddenly, he heard a crack. Kid, stop sleeping. Let's go. Liu Chan slowly woke up. Where are your shackles? How do we leave? The demon brother waved his hand, and 2 little demons appeared in his palm. The little demons transformed into him and Liu Chan and leaned against the wall. My servants have already dug the tunnel. Follow me. Liu Chan widened his eyes and became nervous. He was about to escape from prison. This was the first time in his life that he had done something so exciting. Under the weeds, under the demon brother, there was a secret tunnel. The demon brother took the lead and went in. Liu Chan followed closely behind. The tunnel was more spacious than expected. Although there was a strange smell, it was still tolerable. Liu Chan touched the demon brother's hind paw. The 2 crawled forward one after the other. Kid, follow me. The demon servants will bury the places we've walked. How much farther? 2 or 3 kilometers. Don't use any skills. Otherwise, you'll be detected by the spiritual energy detection array. Crawl barehanded. Oh. Half an hour later, Liu Chan felt the air in front of him flowing into the tunnel. Not long after, the demon brother said, "We'll be there soon." It was not easy to get out of the tunnel. At this time, the 2 were in a forest. It's not safe here. Follow me. Liu Chan followed the demon brother and quickly left the forest. The sky was getting dark. Liu Chan did not know where he was now. Anyway, he had been following the demon brother. After walking for a long time, the demon brother finally stopped and looked back at Liu Chan. We've escaped. Kid, we have to separate here. If we go further, we'll reach the demon territory. It's very dangerous for you. Liu Chan nodded. The demon brother took out a map and handed it to Liu Chan. This is the map of the battlefield. Don't be stupid and run into other people's territory. Liu Chan took the map with a smile and synchronized it to his personal map. On the map, Liu Chan could see a 9-star pattern. Each of them marked the area controlled by the Alliance. Currently, they were in a lawless area. Thank you for the food these few days. If fate wills it, we'll meet again. Oh, right. What's your name? I'm Flame Demon. Solipsistic. Solipsistic. Quite narcissistic. Okay, I'll remember it. See you. However, at this time, from the demon territory, there were several voices. Enemy. A loud bugle call broke the silence of the dawn. Chapter 602. Hundreds of demon soldiers quickly surrounded Liu Chan and the Balrog. We're on the same side, the Balrog explained loudly. You are the Balrog? That's me. Men, tie up that human captive. Liu Chan almost broke down. It had not been easy for him to escape from the human prison, but now he was captured by the demons. What kind of luck was this? Don't hee-hees. The Balrog stood in front of Liu Chan. He wanted to say that Liu Chan was his friend, but he realized that it would be even harder to explain if he admitted it now. That's not a captive. Balrog, the leading heavenly captain, frowned. You assassinated the great heavenly general of the human race. That's indeed an amazing thing. That's why you should be clear about your position. That guy is a human, so there's no reason to let him go. Are you going to disobey orders? The Balrog looked troubled. He was different from Lu Chun. He was in the immortal army, and military orders were like mountains. How could he disobey? Sai, let him go. He gave me his food in the human prison. That's why I had enough strength to escape. Maybe he just wanted to get close to you? Besides, since he's a human, he must know some information about the human race. Balrog, if you're a demon soldier, obey orders and tie him up yourself. The Balrog looked pained. No, I can't betray my friend. Those who aren't of our race must have ulterior motives. Balrog, obey orders. Any negligence can lead to misfortune for the world behind us. If you don't obey orders, you'll be dealt with according to military law. Just as the Balrog was in a dilemma, Lu Chun suddenly spoke. Brother Balrog, just do it. The Balrog's eyes darted around. He suddenly turned around and grabbed Lu Chun's hands. Then don't blame me for being impolite. Come, follow us back to the demon fortress. When the Balrog grabbed Lu Chun's hands, Lu Chun felt the Balrog secretly stuff something into his hands. Demon servant token. The flame devil whispered, don't resist for now. There are definitely many immortal demon army nearby. You won't be able to deal with them. Old brother Du Quang, I will definitely save you. Lu Chun did not resist and was once again taken to the dungeon. I'm really speechless. I'm locked up again. Lu Chun leaned against the wall of the dungeon. Now he was also shackled. Before, there was no danger to his life in the human race, but now, it was hard to say. Should he force his way in? The demon race's array formation seemed to be even more powerful than the human race's. Lu Chun wasn't sure if he could break out of it. Opening his palm, Lu Chun saw the token that the flame demon had given him. Demon's servant order. Forget it. Digging a tunnel is more reliable. Use the demon servant token. 5 little demons jumped out and stood neatly in front of Lu Chun. Dig a tunnel and hide it well. Don't let anyone find out. The 5 little demons didn't know how to speak. They immediately drilled into the ground and disappeared. That's quite impressive. Lu Chun nodded in satisfaction. That night, Lu Chun enjoyed the hospitality of a level 1 cooking master. The guard threw in some unknown food that looked as hard as stone. Lu Chun had no appetite at all. Later, a few guards came to interrogate Lu Chun. Coming to a room, Lu Chun saw the situation around him and couldn't help but suck in a breath of cold air. The bloodstains on the ground had not been cleaned up. A few demon race immortal soldiers were dragging a criminal of unknown race all the way back to his cell. That guy was covered in blood and had already lost consciousness. To be honest, Lu Chun had seen torture on TV before. Just thinking about it made him feel terrified. Now, he was actually going to experience it for himself. The demon race had a fierce appearance. The torches on the wall made the faces of the executioners even more distorted, like ghosts from hell. They were tidying up a pile of execution tools. Fire tongs, props, steel wires. They were carefully wiping the bloodstains on the cloth, looking abnormally serious. No, if they tortured him, Lu Chun would definitely take action. You are the human that the flame demon brought back. Lu Chun looked coldly at the person who asked the question. That's right. Why did you get close to the flame demon? I was locked in the same cell. Because you refused to join the human race immortal army? The other person seemed to know something. You should have heard it from the flame demon. Yes. At this time, the executioner had also finished tidying up the tools. He sat in front of Lu Chun and sized up Lu Chun formally. The higher-ups said that you are not to be tortured for the time being. It should be the flame demon's power that is protecting you. Solipsistic, right? The flame demon doesn't know your identity, but I do. You killed the champion of the human race tournament in an instant. You could be considered to have some personal strength. Lu Chun sneered. Your investigation is quite thorough. Of course, we can't just listen to the flame demon side of the story. Naturally, we have to investigate you thoroughly. What you told the Balrog is basically the truth as well. However, you are also unlucky. A few days ago, we suffered a defeat at the hands of the Four Seas expedition and lost thousands of people. We also failed to assassinate the Four Seas expedition. At this time, the demon race has a deep hatred for the human race. At this time, we need to inspire the confidence of our people. As for you, it is impossible to let you go. That would be letting a tiger return to the mountain. It just so happens that you have been recognized by the Four Seas expedition. If you are executed in public, not only will it be a blow to the human race's confidence, it will also boost the morale of the demon race. Luchan narrowed his eyes. I saved your hero, and this is how you treat me. Well, I can only say thank you to you, and then I am sorry. So, you want to execute me in public? Yes. Not mistreat me? I see that the human race has to beat up the flame demon every day. Lu Chun was speechless. They didn't even give him time to dig a tunnel. Ha! You saved the flame demon, so we won't mistreat you. During the execution, we will definitely find an expert to kill you in one blow and not let you feel any pain. Damn, then thank you. Tomorrow, we will invite the best cooking master to treat you to your last meal. The execution will be at 8 a.m. All right, you don't have to think about escaping. Your shackles are special and conceal your spirit core. No matter what level of cultivation technique you have, if you can't use the spirit core's spirit energy, it will be useless. All right, go back and have a good rest. Luchan was pushed back. Looking at the shackles on his hands, he tried to use his cultivation technique, but it was useless. Little Furball. A little mouse jumped onto Lu Chen's wrist. Can I eat it? Little Furball sniffed the shackles and nodded at Lu Chen. As expected, there was nothing in this world that Little Furball couldn't eat. Once the shackles were removed, Lu Chen was confident that he could escape unscathed. The defensive array around the prison was a bit troublesome. The best time was to escape when he was brought to the execution tomorrow. If that's the case, then you have to rest well today. There might be a fierce battle tomorrow. Chapter 603. The next morning, there was a commotion outside his cell. Luchan opened his eyes and saw a large group of demon soldiers walking towards his cell. He was about to be executed. Sure enough, someone opened the cell door and escorted Luchan out. Let's go. Luchan was surrounded by a group of people and escorted out of the dungeon. The square outside was already filled with people. Are we going to execute Solipsistic today? I heard that guy is very famous among the humans. He seems to have some strength. Didn't the Four Seas expedition think highly of him? Four Seas expedition. He's the one who made us suffer defeat after defeat. Kill Solipsistic. This was the first time Lu Chun had experienced such a scene. It was much more realistic than watching an execution on TV. He checked his condition. He was currently in his best condition. The little furball was currently hiding under Lu Chen's sleeve, ready to eat at any time. Lu Chen was first escorted to the side of the square. There was good wine and good food, and a commander was sitting there. Solipsistic, good wine and good food have been prepared for you. After this meal, you can go on your way. Can his shackles be opened? It's so awkward to eat like this. The commander smiled. What are you thinking? Of course I'm going to wear it and eat. Then I refuse. The commander poured himself a cup of wine and took a sip. Are you sure you don't want to eat? I'm not eating. Lu Chen was afraid that the fur ball in his sleeve would be discovered. Hurry up. I've never seen someone in a hurry for this kind of thing. The commander smiled. Don't worry. Our goal is not to kill you. We just want to raise the morale. With that, the commander put down his cup and flashed onto the execution platform. Everyone knows who we're going to execute. This person was wanted by the entire server when he was at the third layer of heaven. No race could catch him. He fought against 60 top experts from the 12 great sects alone. In the Human Alliance competitive competition, he defeated the champion of this year, which made him famous among all the clans of the Human Alliance. He was known as the strongest human in this competition. It only took him a year and a half to get out of the Whirlpool world. This person is highly regarded by the Four Seas expedition and was given the Great Heavenly General Medallion. He was even fought over by the 8 divisions of the human race's immortal army in advance, which is unprecedented. Lu Chun listened from the side. Why did he feel that he was quite impressive when that guy listed his achievements? However, he was caught by us. And this was indeed the main point. The more powerful he was, the more powerful the demon clan that could capture him would be. Today, we are going to execute Solipsistic right here and now. We're going to make the Four Seas expedition suffer a great loss of talents, and human beings suffer a great loss. We have been defeated time and time again by the Human Race Alliance, but we must let them know that we demons will never take a step back. Those who make an enemy out of the demon race have no way out. The blood of our enemies will pave our path forward, and our will and determination will be the impenetrable defense of our homeland. We will be unstoppable and become the sole overlord of the fourth heaven. Thunderous cheers erupted from below the stage. Lu Chun did not expect that his death would be so significant. Bring him up. This time, I will personally execute him. Lu Chun was escorted to the execution platform. The Heaven General pulled out a special tiger-headed saber from his side. Needless to say, it was definitely a weapon with special effects for physical attacks. Sigh, helping a demon only to send him to the guillotine. Lu Chun was also depressed. The Heaven General of the demon race was creating the atmosphere. Like a DJ, he waved the tiger-headed saber and walked up and down the stage, asking the audience to interact with him. Just as he said, their goal was not to kill Lu Chun, but to raise morale. Naturally, they could not do without these ceremonies. At this moment, Little Fur Ball was already quietly gnawing on the shackles on Lu Chun's wrists. Once they were unlocked, it would be time for Lu Chun to explode. Kill him. Show our demon might. Let the Four Seas expedition know our prowess. Kill. Lu Chun whispered. Little Fur Ball, hurry up. With a crack, Lu Chun felt the shackles on his wrists loosen. Very good, it's settled. The Heaven General of the demon race stood behind Lu Chun again. He raised the tiger-headed saber high and roared, "Kill!" However, just as Lu Chun was about to explode, a black fog suddenly shot toward Lu Chun from afar. In an instant, Lu Chun was swept up by the black fog and fell to the side. The black fog gradually condensed into a solid body. Lu Chun focused and saw that it was Balrog. "Balrog, what are you doing?" "Frenzy Blade, you can't kill him." Balrog stood in front of Lu Chun. "I have already told you countless times. He is my friend. No one can touch him." There was an uproar below the stage. "Isn't that Balrog, who just made a first-class contribution? What is he doing? How can he be friends with a human?" "Balrog, do you know what you're saying? How can a human be our friend?" "Balrog, you are violating military rules. Are you betraying the demon race?" But the Balrog refused to move even half a step. He turned around and looked at the stupefied Lu Chun. "Brother, I'm sorry. I've wronged you. But don't worry. Even if I have to risk my life, I will protect you." Balrog looked below the stage. "You only know that the 8 divisions of the human race's immortal army recruited Solipsistic, but did you know that he did not agree to any of them? He is not a member of the human race's immortal army at all. He is a big shot of the human race. He gave me some of his food so that I could recover some of my strength. If not for him, I would not have been able to escape. He said that he did not want to invade other worlds. We even agreed that if there was a chance in the future, he would come to our demon world to play. He said that he did not want to listen to fate. He wanted to do what he thought was right. Perhaps we are unable to defy the will of the Jiutian. Fate has forced us to become enemies, but that is not now." General Zhong Tian narrowed his eyes at Balrog. "Balrog, don't think that you can do whatever you want just because you have military achievements. He is a human. Whether he is an immortal army soldier or not, nothing can change this fact. You also said that you may become enemies in the future. We cannot let such a person live. If you stop me from carrying out the punishment again, don't blame me for treating you as a traitor." Balrog smiled. "Traitor? I am willing to risk my life to protect my home, but I am not willing to do things that go against my conscience. He is a friend that I, Balrog, have acknowledged. Since I guarantee his safety, I will protect him with my life. If I bear the name of a traitor, I, Balrog, will have no regrets." "Balrog, you are a traitor. I only want to be like Solipsistic and be myself." "Fine. Since you won't listen to my advice, don't blame me. Men, kill this traitor. Balrog immediately drew 2 black scimitars. He took a step back and approached Luchun. Kid, if you have the chance, run. Don't worry about me. Old brother Balrog, your injuries have not fully recovered. Since I am here, I have no intention of going back alive. Old brother Kwong, although we have only spent a few days together in prison, you have made me look at you in a different light. What a good. I only want to be myself. Although it is only a sentence, how many people can do it? But there is one thing that you must promise me. If one day you join the human immortal army, don't make things difficult for us demons. Lu Chun was stunned. Chapter 604. 9 heavens, 1 heavens, 1 heavens. They had only reached the 4th heavens, but it was already a chaotic war between the 9 races. Human lives were like grass. Was this still a game? At least, it was no longer an online game in the traditional sense. In this flood, they could still meet someone like the Flame Demon. They stood on different sides, but they became friends who would die for their friend. Kill the traitor. A large number of immortal soldiers surged up from below the stage, and a large number of skills were thrown at the Flame Demon. To be able to ambush the 4 Seas expedition and cause serious damage to him, the Flame Demon was definitely strong enough. It was just that in the battle with the 4 Seas expedition, he was also seriously injured, which was why he was captured by the human race. He was also tortured for a long time in prison. From the day he escaped from the prison until now, he had only rested for a day. Right now, the Flame Demon was in a very bad state, but he couldn't care so much. He carried Lu Chun on his back. Let's go, brother. I will bring you out. A steel puppet blocked in front of the Flame Demon. Its abdomen opened, and a series of hidden weapons shot out. The Flame Demon took out the flame shield and directly charged forward. In front of him were countless swords, battle pets, puppets, weapons, and talismans. The Flame Demon dodged. Wanna run? Demon Realm Barrier. Countless ghostly hands reached out from the ground. As soon as they touched the ground, they would be caught. Lava Path. The Flame Demon stepped on fire and charged into the Demon Realm Barrier. Extreme Frost Barrier. Give me Ice Pillar. Holy Demon Slash. Lock on and shoot. Target mark. Ask the Heaven's Arrow. Countless skills were thrown over. Coupled with a large number of barriers, even someone as strong as the Flame Demon was instantly heavily injured and found it difficult to move. Brother Flame Demon, put me down. No, I said I will bring you out, so I will send you out. Don't force me. Clone. In the end, everyone immediately found the Flame Demon's true body, because only this true body was carrying Lu Chun on his back. However, what surprised Lu Chun was that the Flame Demon didn't rely on clones to disrupt the enemy's judgment. 80 clones were evenly distributed around the Flame Demon, preparing to use a skill at the same time. The Demon General exclaimed, "Everyone, be careful. It's the Demon Sky Soul Scorching Formation. Quickly kill the clones. Don't let them set up the formation." The defense of these clones was very strong. Lu Chun estimated that it should have surpassed the defense of the main body. However, these clones didn't know how to dodge. They should be clones that were specifically used to set up the array formation. Even though the doppelganger's defense was amazing, it was still besieged by thousands of immortal soldiers. Half of the doppelganger was instantly destroyed. The Flame Devil forcefully activated the demonic Heavenly Soul incinerating array. In an instant, the entire array fiercely spewed out blazing flames from the ground, shooting straight into the sky. Don't touch those flames. They will burn your body directly. Roasting the body directly? Lu Chun was astonished. This demonic sky, soul, scorching array could be forcefully activated in such a short period of time, while being besieged by nearly 10,000 people. Furthermore, its power was astonishing. Even the Heaven Center General was apprehensive of it. The Flame Devil's strength was evident from this. At this moment, the Flame Demon suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood. His blood was green, but Lu Chun could feel that the Flame Demon was trembling all over. When heavily injured, the greatest taboo was to engage in a major battle. and at this moment, the Flame Devil was facing the encirclement of nearly 10,000 demon immortal soldiers. Poof! The Flame Demon knelt on one knee, his body trembling violently. However, he still forced himself to stand up and walk toward the fortress gate. Inside the demonic heavenly soul incinerating array, the ghostly hands on the ground didn't dare to appear. However, the Flame Demon's footsteps became heavier and heavier. A few techniques that passed through the demonic heavenly soul incinerating array could no longer be dodged and directly smashed into his body. He spat out several mouthfuls of blood. Other than maintaining the demonic heavenly soul incinerating array, the Flame Demon was powerless to counterattack. His eyes stared straight ahead. "I'll send you out. I'll definitely send you out. When you get out, don't avenge me." Lu Chun was silent. He actually blamed the Flame Demon in his heart. If the Flame Demon hadn't secretly said that he would guarantee his safety, he wouldn't have been captured at all. He even suspected that the Flame Demon had deliberately set a trap for him. Lu Chen's hands were already free, but he hadn't made a move until now because of this reason. However, Lu Chun believed that the Flame Demon treated him as a brother. He couldn't influence the immortal army's decision, so he put his life on the line to fulfill his promise to his friend. "Brother Flame Demon, stop." "No, I can't stop. I'm afraid that if I stop, I won't be able to walk anymore. One more thing, go back and tell the Four Seas expedition that I'm sorry I won't have the chance to fight with him again." 3 consecutive arrows pierced the Flame Demon's calf. The Flame Demon's body swayed, but he tried his best to prevent himself from falling and continued to walk forward. When will the war between the human race and the demon race end? I'm a little homesick. As long as the Jiutian doesn't end, the war will never end. Lu Chen sighed. "You can do the other things yourself, but I promise you that I'll stop all of this." Lu Chun patted the Flame Demon's shoulder. "Sorry, I didn't completely trust you and watch you get seriously injured." The Flame Demon looked at Lu Chen's hand in surprise. The shackles on it had fallen off at some point. "You, where are your shackles? That thing can't trap me." Lu Chun jumped off the Flame Demon's back and circled around to the front, carrying his tall body on his back. "Don't worry, I won't destroy your race's body. It's just that if we want to break out of this encirclement, we have to make them die in the game." Lu Chun said. "Now let me bring you out. Place of Death, Dragon Blood Boil, 6 Divine Transformations, Unlimited Bestowal Liberation." Lu Chun carried the Flame Demon on his back and shuttled through the demon race's immortal army. Seeing this, the surrounding immortal army revealed a look of disbelief. How is this possible? The human broke free from his shackles. His attacks are so fast. It's hard to lock onto his body. Unlimited skills? If this continues, he's going to run. Quickly use the demonic sky shadow lock array. Lu Chun could already feel that the Flame Demon on his back had a weak aura. Its head drooped on his shoulder and was on the verge of death. Seeing that the immortal army was still trying their best to stop him, Lu Chun was burning with anger, his eyes turning green. "Get out of my way. If anything happens to the Flame Demon, I will remove your demon race from the Jiutian. Shatter the void." With one punch, he shattered countless enchantments and directly smashed a hole in the demonic sky mountain protection array. Triple door. Lu Chun quickly darted out of the hole. Looking back, he saw that there was still a large group of immortal army chasing after him. Mighty Ravager Sweep. Lu Chun turned and swept out hundreds of sword chi to stop the pursuers. 9 wings. Summoning his mount, Lu Chun jumped onto the back of the 9-winged dragon and soared into the sky. Once the 9 wings appeared, the mounts of the immortal army instantly withered, leaving only 4 or 5 mounts able to fly. At level 4, the deterrence of the 9 wings was no longer effective against all mounts. Those 4 or 5 people still planned to give chase, but the demon race's Zhongtian general suddenly flashed in front of them and waved his hand. "Don't chase. The outside is already out of our control." From the looks of that fellow's methods, even if he catches up to you, he might not be a match for the solipsistic. To be able to smash a hole in the demonic sky mountain protection array with one punch, His attack power is at least 2 billion. 2 billion. The Zhongtian general looked at the two gradually disappearing black dots in the sky and narrowed his eyes slightly. Flame demon, solipsistic. The next time I meet you, I will definitely not leave these two scourges alive. Chapter 605. Lu Chen had underestimated the flame demon's old injuries. At this moment, the flame demon's aura was already weak. Lu Chen hurriedly found a lakeside and let the nine-winged beast stop there. Little Green, quickly check on the flame demon. Lu Chen laid the flame demon flat on the grass. Boss, his injuries were already very serious. This time, he forcefully activated the demonic sky soul scorching array, causing a large amount of spiritual energy to erupt in a short period of time. His body is on the verge of collapse. Can you save him? During the joint competition, most of the great medicines were eaten by Little Furball. I still have some high-grade elixirs left for you. Lu Chen said without hesitation. Save him at all costs. Understood, boss. Lu Chen did not know any medical skills. He would only cause trouble if he stayed there. Thus, he left the treatment to Little Green while he sat by the lakeside. Xiaomin, talk to me. Lu Chen handed Xiaomin over. Boss. Xiaomin could also see that Lu Chen was in a bad mood. Her heart ached for him. Xiaomin, I really regret it this time. If I did not have a grudge against the flame demon and acted earlier, the flame demon would not have been injured so badly. Boss, you don't have to blame yourself. Everyone in the Jiutian says that those who are not of our race are bound to have different intentions. After all, you are not of the same race as him. Furthermore, you were imprisoned because of him. Any normal person would have thoughts. Lu Chen shook his head. Other race? What's the difference? Every race is both good and bad people. From the first heaven to the fourth heaven, Xiaomin had never left Lu Chen's side. She knew that what Lu Chen needed now was not guidance, but companionship. She sat quietly beside Lu Chen and watched the tranquil lake with him. After a long time, Lu Chen suddenly said, Perhaps we were all wrong. Our enemies are not other races, but those high and mighty forces that control everything. In the evening, Lu Chen set up a simple campsite and set up a bonfire. Next time, I'll have to find a chance to learn fishing and cooking. I've already wandered around the wilderness several times. Without these skills, I'll probably starve to death in the future, Lu Chen complained, shaking his head. I really miss chasing Cloud's barbecue. On the other side, Lil Green had fed the flame demon quite a few pills. At this time, the flame demon was still unconscious and was sleeping on the haystack. It's great now. The humans and demons can't stay here any longer. At this moment, the flame devil squeaked. Lu Chen hurriedly rushed over to take a look. The flame demon finally woke up. He opened his eyes slightly and saw Lu Chen's concerned face. Are we all dead? When Lu Chen heard the flame demon speak, he finally let out a sigh of relief. He's not dead. He's alive and well. Little Green, you've worked hard. Little Green isn't tired. Boss, if he wants to fully recover, he still needs to rest for a month. Also, I'm missing a few medicinal herbs to restore the spirit pill. Send them to me. I'll think of a way to get them. Lu Chen helped the flame demon sit up and fed him some water. How do you feel? Better? My whole body hurts like hell. Lu Chen asked again. Oh, right. How are you in real life? They won't directly cut off your login device, right? Login device? Oh, you're talking about that. We demons don't use it. If you don't use it, how do you get into the game? The flame demon said weakly. Game? We demons enter Jiutian from level 4. We don't need the Jiutian's beginner trial. At level 4, we enter the Jiutian world through divine consciousness. At level 5, I heard that it's directly. The translation software stopped translating the information after the 5th heaven, and it was impossible for Lu Chen to understand the language of the Balrog. All right, it's forbidden to talk about the later stages of the Jiutian world. You probably can't understand what I'm saying. I can't understand, but it doesn't matter. I'll explore it myself, as long as you're fine in real life. The flame demon thought for a moment. They'll probably put me on the wanted list. Wait for me. I'll go find a safe place to hide. They were friends who had gone through life and death together. The flame demon went offline in front of Lu Chun. After a while, the flame demon came back online. Once the flame demon came online, he looked at the sky and said in a panic, "Oh no, I forgot about the time difference. Let's get out of here." Why? It's quite safe here. Besides, we don't have anywhere to go. Safe my ass. Let's go. That thing is about to come out. What's about to come out? Lu Chun asked curiously. Level 4 Heavenly Domain Boss. Lu Chun was shocked. Heavenly Domain Boss. This level's Heavenly Domain Boss doesn't stay in Tong Tian Tower. He's wandering around? That guy isn't just strong. He's also cruel. He usually won't kill you directly. He'll make you beg for death. Remember, you definitely can't stay in the wilderness at night. The flame demon stood up. There's a small town in the northeast. It's full of mercenaries. Let's go there first. That guy won't enter the city. Lu Chun thought that even if the flame demon didn't know his strength, he should at least have some understanding of his strength since he helped him escape from the 10,000 immortal demon army. Even so, he was still so nervous. The level 4 Heavenly Domain Boss must be very strong. Quick, don't just stand there. Don't use your mount. It's too big of a target. Lu Chun saw that he was so anxious. He immediately called back Xiao Min and Little Green and carried the flame demon on his back. After using Land of Death and Dragon Blood Boil to reduce his HP to more than 10% and shortening the cooldown of his displacement, Lu Chun brought the flame demon and quickly fled towards the northeast. Quick, faster. Big brother, I'm already the fastest. Do you think I'm a Maserati? The flame demon wasn't in the mood to joke with Lu Chun. He looked around vigilantly. Not good. I can already feel that thing approaching us. Just as he said that, Lu Chun suddenly felt a violent tremor under his feet. Looking back, Lu Chun couldn't help but gasp. The mountain range behind him seemed to have come alive and began to move up and down. Damn, what the hell? It's that guy. Run. The flame demon shouted. He hadn't seen the thing's true appearance, but to be able to make the mountain range move up and down, the thing underground was definitely not a joke. The earth trembled, making the point where Lu Chun used his displacement skill unstable. Damn it, how big is a level 4 boss? Lu Chun gritted his teeth. 9 void steps. He had never thought that he would be able to use the 9 void steps just to escape. Lu Chun was in a floating state, shuttling back and forth in the air. He watched as the ground cracked open and something tumbled underground, chasing after them. Occasionally, Lu Chun saw an eye with a diameter of more than 30 meters. Just the eyeball alone was already a huge monster. It's over, it's below us. Damn it. Lu Chun finally understood why the flame demon was so nervous. This creature was definitely a huge monster that Lu Chun had never seen before. Its strength was even more unimaginable. Flame demon, how far are we? After 5,000 meters, we will enter Mercenary City. It won't chase us. 5,000 meters. Lu Chun's eyes were about to pop out. 9 infinite void steps. Chapter 606. Lu Chun could not wait to use all his strength as if he was fighting against the top expert. He did not dare to stop at all as he frantically fled towards Mercenary City. It's below us. Shut up, I know. Lu Chun's eyes were about to pop out of their sockets. He carried the Balrog on his back and pulled out the limitless sword with one hand at the same time. However, there was only a series of immune words on the ground. What kind of defense is this? At this moment, 200 meters in front of Lu Chun, at the limit of 19 void steps, the ground suddenly flipped up like a carpet, forming an earth wall. Not good, it's making its move. The Balrog shouted behind Lu Chun. Lu Chun quickly changed direction, but the ground on the other side also flipped up an earth wall. Be careful of being surrounded. I know. Can't you stop for a moment? Lu Chun scolded in annoyance. If he guessed correctly, this should be an Earth-type technique. As for the level of the technique, to be able to easily change the landscape in such a large area, it was definitely not low. We can't take a detour, or else we won't be able to escape. Lu Chun gritted his teeth. Balrog, hold me tight. It's already very tight. Lu Chun put away the limitless sword. War god possession. Demon transformation. Symbiosis of gods and demons. Transformation of chaos attack. Void break. Several moves were launched at the same time. Lu Chun carried the Balrog on his back and rushed forward with a punch. With a loud bang, Lu Chun's entire body sank into a layer of earth. This layer of earth had just been broken, but it was quickly replaced by new earth, as if it was endless. Lu Chun used all his strength to break through the void, but facing the endless supply of earth, he was unable to break through with one punch. The surrounding stone has become hard. It wants to trap us. Big brother, don't talk. I see it. Spiritual energy storm. Void break. Now Lu Chun could not stay for even a moment. He repeatedly used spiritual energy storm and void break to break the layer of earth in front of him. With the second punch, Lu Chun moved forward 50 to 60 meters. 500 meters left. After a few punches, Lu Chun's body could no longer bear this kind of intense battle. Your body has exceeded the load limit. The current damage level is 10%. Spiritual energy storm, shatter the void. There were still 200 meters left. Life and death will be decided in these 200 meters. Lu Chun ignored his injuries and madly rushed towards the edge of Mercenary City. For the last punch, Lu Chun felt that the resistance on his fist was much less. After this punch, he finally broke through the layer of soil. Your body has exceeded the load limit. The current damage level is 85%. The Flame Demon was right. After entering Mercenary City's territory, that thing finally stopped, and Lu Chun fell heavily from the sky. Lu Chun had just spat out a mouthful of blood, but the Flame Demon was not much better off. Spitting out a mouthful of green blood, the two of them collapsed in front of the invisible dividing line. The Celestial Domain boss seemed to have turned around, but it left behind shocking path. Wherever it passed, the ground collapsed, the trees fell, and the rocks that were swept up just now formed a small hill when they fell to the ground. Lu Chun gasped for breath, still in shock. This Heaven Domain boss is too strong. The Flame Demon swallowed a few mouthfuls of saliva. Kid, I didn't think you were this strong. I've never heard of anyone being able to escape from that thing. But you actually ran several thousand meters. What exactly is it? Why isn't it in Tong Tian Tower, but in the wild? Lu Chun still did not understand. I've never seen it before. Even those who go to Tong Tian Tower probably don't have the chance to see what it looks like. The fourth layer of heaven is only one layer away from the fifth layer of heaven. The fifth layer of heaven is called the Heaven Domain with a qualitative change. The boss of this layer is not something the Heaven Domain boss of the past can compare to. According to this guy's attack pattern, it was indeed hard to see what it looked like. In the wild, it eats the corpses of the immortal army that died on the battlefield. I don't know how many it has eaten. It's a corpse. Lu Chun could not help but take a deep breath. All right, it was similar to Little Furball. Little Furball did not like to eat dead things, but it did not seem to be picky. No matter what, Lu Chun and the Flame Demon finally escaped. Ha ha ha! All of a sudden, the Balrog began to laugh for no reason. His laughter grew louder and louder, and he could not stop himself. Are you scared, silly? No, ha, look at you now. You're just like me. The two of us came to Mercenary City like this. I'm afraid we'll end up on the streets. Lu Chun looked at his own appearance. His entire body was covered in wounds, and his body was heavily injured. He was indeed similar to the Flame Demon. The two experts were now as poor as beggars, and they couldn't even fight. You don't have to carry me. Let's go. We'll go to Mercenary City first. I'm about to collapse from exhaustion. The Flame Demon helped Lu Chun up. The two of them supported each other and walked towards Mercenary City not far away. What are you doing? The soldiers outside the city were of a strange race. At this moment, they were impatiently sizing up the two people in front of them. They had disheveled hair and dirty faces. There were traces of blood at the corners of their mouths, and they were even smiling foolishly. It seemed like their mental states were not very normal. The most important thing was that these two people, one of them was a human and the other was a demon. Who knew how they got together? We want to do some errands here. This is Mercenary City. As long as you have the strength, you can do it. But looking at the two of you, I'm afraid you will starve to death. Then you don't have to worry about it. The soldier thought for a moment. If they were not here to cause trouble, or if their mental states were not normal, then he had no right to stop them from entering the city. Then don't die in the city. I'll have to collect your corpses when the time comes. After mocking them, the person let them pass. Lu Chun and the Flame Demon supported each other and limped into Mercenary City. Due to the existence of the Heaven Domain boss, there were no battles at night. However, it was especially lively at night. There were people of various races everywhere. There were beauties soliciting customers on the streets. It was unknown what kind of business they were running. Hey, do you want to try a different flavor? The Flame Demon looked at Lu Chun sinisterly. Go have fun. I'll pay for you. Forget it. I don't have such a heavy taste. Lu Chun shook his head. There are also human beauties, but I can't appreciate them. The Flame Demon shook his head. If my wife knew that I was here at night, she would probably break my legs. Lu Chun smiled and said, Are you still a tracheitis? We demons only have one wife for life. Even if we lose our spouse, we won't remarry. Can't you humans be fickle? Why are you still so reserved? All right, don't lead me astray. Let's find an inn first. The two of them found a few inns, but they were all chased out. Where did this beggar come from? Get out, get out. Don't dirty our shop. We don't accept gold coins or military merits. Your military merits don't belong to us. What's the use of taking them out? Go, go, go. We don't accept anything. You two are about to die. Don't die in our shop. Get out. In the end, Lu Chun and the Flame Demon had no choice but to find shade to rest. I never thought that I, the Flame Demon, would one day be in such dire straits. The Flame Demon shook his head. Lu Chun's expression was solemn. Now that little greens pills were gone, it was easy to find some herbs when he was in a good state. However, things were different now. When he was in the third celestial stage, he had Cowherd by his side. At that time, Cowherd was old but strong. Now he only had the Flame Demon, who was in a worse state than him. Speaking of which, the strength of a fourth celestial stage boss was far beyond Lu Chun's expectations. With his current strength, he was no match for that guy. Flame Demon, what is the currency here? How can we earn money? We have to make a comeback, right? Lu Chun asked. It's spirit stones. That's the real universal currency. Gold coins can only buy some trash here. If we want to earn money, we can go to the recruitment market tomorrow. At that time, the various clans that need mercenaries will come to pick people to clear the beasts in the area under their jurisdiction or do some mercenary missions. There are all kinds of things. I hope that the blind ones will pick the two of us. Lu Chun shook his head. Only a blind person would pick them. Chapter 607. After staying under the tree for a night, the two of them found a small river and cleaned themselves up before dawn. Lu Chun changed into a red outfit. The Balrog glanced at him. So coquettish? I can't. Fine. As long as you're happy. But don't wear the outfit. They'll definitely look at your equipment. If you wear the outfit, you won't be able to see your equipment. Lu Chun looked at the Balrog. This guy's equipment was quite luxurious. There were all kinds of colors. They should all be of the immortal level. No wonder this guy was so strong. He could seriously injure the great generals of the human race. That's right. They'll definitely look at the equipment of mercenaries. Okay, I got it. The recruitment market was already full of mercenaries. The other mercenaries were in groups of tens or hundreds of people. No matter what race they were all well equipped. They were specialists to bargain with the veiled or masked employers. The Balrog looked at the guy beside him with a hopeless expression. This guy was wearing a beginner's short-sleeved shirt, big pants, and only a pair of combat boots. Big brother, I told you not to wear the outfit. Do you have to strip like this? Look, is there anyone looking for us? I only have this one equipment. I don't usually show my sword. Forget it. You should put on the clothes. Standing next to you, I feel like I'm a pimp. Lu Chun put on his wild blood sword god outfit again. Old Flame, No matter how good your equipment is, we can't fight now. Can we get missions? Lu Chan shook his head. Who said we have to fight? There are many missions here. Wait patiently. I don't want to sleep on the ground again. While the two of them were chatting, a large group of employers came and went. However, when they saw that the two of them were weak and pale, it was obvious that they were injured. They didn't even give them a second glance and walked past them. After standing on the street for more than 2 hours, two people finally looked over. They lowered their heads and talked for a while before walking over. Although they were wearing veils, they seemed to be elves. As for whether they were dark night, nature, or elemental, it was hard to tell. Even the translation software no longer showed the race of the other party after entering Mercenary City. Are you from the demon race? One of the female elves asked. Her voice was quite pleasant. Yes. The flame demon crossed his arms and said arrogantly, It's rare for a demon to be a mercenary. As for equipment, fire rune breastplate, demonic sky battle boots, hell's judgment twin blades. A full set of immortal equipment. However, do you have any physical injuries? Yes, 87% now. Isn't that the same as being crippled? I don't do fights, the Balrog said decisively. Lu Chun shook his head. Was the flame demon really here to be a mercenary? Why was he even more arrogant than a buyer? Well, we don't need you to fight, but if the matter is exposed, you might be in danger. Do you accept? What commission? You should know what race we are, right? I don't know. I don't want to know. The Balrog said calmly. The rule of mercenaries is to work for money and not ask about anything else. The two women looked at each other and nodded slightly. You're not stupid. How about this? Our commission is very simple. We need you to pretend to be a representative of the demon race and meet some people to get what we need. After the matter is done, we can heal your physical injuries or give you 100 spirit stones. Choose one of two. However, if you are exposed, you should know the consequences. With your current state, it will be difficult for you to protect yourself. The flame demon frowned and thought for a moment. I can accept the commission, but I have a condition. Bring him along. The two night elf women looked at Lu Chun. He was wearing a red outfit, but they couldn't see any equipment. Most importantly, he was a human. Human? We don't need humans. If you want to bring him along, you can, but we won't pay extra. Lu Chun was very depressed. It seemed that the human race was still the lowest race among the 9 camps. No one even wanted him as a mercenary. For missions from the same camp, they would rather choose half-beastmen, nature elves, and dwarves before considering the human race. The starting point of the human race was too low. All right, I accept the commission. I will bring him along. As usual, this is 30 spirit stones in advance. Of course, if you choose to pay us to heal your injuries, you better not spend these 30 spirit stones. You will have to pay us back in the end. Now, I will give you an hour to prepare and come to the north of the city to find us. The night, elves left the 30 spirit stones and left. The flame demon took the money and handed it to Lu Chun. Old Kwang, let's go and buy some herbs first. Lu Chun said, if we use spirit stones to buy herbs, how much would it cost to heal your injuries? If we buy pills directly, it would cost about 500. If we buy herbs to refine pills, the materials and the payment to the alchemist would be about 200. Lu Chun frowned. The difference between the two payments is at least double. They obviously want you to choose the latter. I think there's a problem. They probably don't want to pay you. The flame demon nodded. Yes. If I'm not wrong, they might kill us in the end. So you thought of it too. Then why are you dragging me along? Lu Chun stared at the flame demon. If I don't bring you along, wouldn't I be dead? You are really my good brother. The flame demon was completely different in front of Lu Chun. In front of others, he was always cold and aloof. Perhaps it was because of the nobility of his race. Even if he was reduced to a disabled mercenary, he was still superior. But in front of Lu Chun, this guy smiled mischievously. Can I not take it? Otherwise, the two of us will starve to death here. Do you think 100 spirit stones is easy to earn? Ordinary missions give a maximum of 10 spirit stones. Our mission reward is 10 times more than others. Lu Chun thought about it. It seemed to be true. It was impossible for the two of them to accept ordinary missions. They could only accept this kind of strange mission. Then after the mission is completed, what about the 70 spirit stones? According to the rules, the remaining 70 spirit stones will be temporarily kept in Mercenary City. When we carry out the mission, we will pretend that we don't know their plan. After the mission is completed and they confirm that the mission is completed, they will mention the matter of healing. We will refuse it no matter what. If they use force, we will escape. As long as we can run back, we can get the remaining 70 spirit stones. The flame demon put his hand on Lu Chen's shoulder. Hee. Last time when we met the Heaven Domain boss, I saw your strength. I have never seen a second person who could escape from the Heaven Domain boss. So use these 30 spirit stones first. Don't you have Miss Green? The cost of recovery is much lower than others. See how much you can recover. Lu Chen nodded. In the current situation, it seemed that he could only take one step at a time. Lu Chen brought Lu Yi to buy some medicine in the medicine store. Within an hour, Lu Yi refined a few pills. Boss, these 7 pills can alleviate your injuries. It can reduce the damage to your body to around 65%. This is an Overlord pill. It is a 3-star pill. After taking it, it can increase the potential of your body for 16 seconds, ignoring the damage to your body. However, after 16 seconds, it will return 70% of the pain. Unless it is absolutely necessary, don't use it. With an alchemist, the cost of recovery was much lower. Lu Yi was also a top alchemist. The success rate of refining pills and the quality of the pills were higher, so the cost was even lower. 30 spirit stones were already able to recover 20% of Lu Chen's injuries. They also refined an additional Overlord pill. Lu Chen took the Overlord pill and nodded. I hope we don't need to use it. Chapter 608. The other party was mainly looking for the flame demon, so Lu Chen followed behind the flame demon. The two of them got on the other party's Dragonhawk beast. When we reach the meeting place, follow the signal we taught you and take the item back, the employer instructed. Got it. The meeting place was in a dense forest. After the flame demon was ready, he set off with Lu Chen. Wait, you can't go. Stay here with us. The elf pointed at Lu Chen and said, if a mercenary breaks the rules, there will be no place for him in the 4th heaven. The flame demon said, suspecting that the other party was holding Lu Chen hostage. Of course we know. That's why we came to you. We don't want him to be a hostage. We can't let them see a human. This group of people was ruthless enough to only say it now, but this didn't conflict with the flame demon's plan. You go. I can stay here, Lu Chen said. The flame demon nodded and entered the forest alone. Half an hour later, the flame demon came back with a wooden box. You've got what you wanted. A night elf male came forward to take the box and open it to take a look. Lu Chen's gaze swept across the box. There was a black item in the box. It didn't look impressive and seemed to be incomplete. The body was emitting black gas. It should be an immortal item. However, Lu Chen couldn't think of what it was. It didn't look like a piece of equipment or a weapon. It could be a magic treasure. Lu Chen felt strange. Although immortal equipment was rare, this was the 4th heaven. Immortal equipment wasn't everywhere, but everyone had at least a few. What kind of immortal equipment was so mysterious? Moreover, that item seemed to be incomplete. There were irregular cracks on the edge. The elf male in charge of inspecting the item nodded to his companion. It's a demon god, Lotus Heart. Lu Chen's mind suddenly exploded. Demon god, Lotus Heart? No matter what it was, it had the prefix of a demon god. Demon god set. However, they were inspecting the item in front of him, and the flame demon? He even mentioned the name of the equipment without any hesitation. After thinking about it carefully, Lu Chen understood. Only the dead could keep secrets forever, so it didn't matter what was said in front of the dead. They would definitely kill him to silence him. The surprise on Lu Chen's face only lasted for a moment. He hadn't forgotten the current situation, and he couldn't let the night elves see any clues. The flame demon walked to Lu Chen's side and said to the person in charge, the mission has been completed. Please confirm. The dark elf woman nodded slightly. Yes, mission confirmed. By the way, What reward would you like to choose? Spirit stones. The woman frowned. Spirit stones? Your injuries are so serious. Don't you want to recover as soon as possible? We have the best pharmacists. If you don't want the spirit stones, we can treat you. The Balrog said faintly, I need money recently. My injuries will slowly recover in the future. Ha! I don't think you lack money. You're just too smart. The night elf woman laughed. You know we won't let you leave here alive. The flame demon sneered. I didn't expect you to be so direct. We're just two ordinary mercenaries. There are all sorts of people who come to Mercenary City to commission missions. The secrets we've come into contact with should be much more valuable than this piece of broken equipment. Why do you have to kill us? The woman smiled calmly. Ordinary mercenaries? Don't be modest. I'll take it that you bought this immortal equipment with money. But there were at least 300 people on the other side. When you came back, you were so calm and composed. Even when you were heavily injured, you were still able to be so calm. This isn't something those cowardly mercenaries can do. The woman raised her head and paced in front of the flame demon. Everyone says that mercenaries aren't afraid of death. Actually, mercenaries are the ones who are most afraid of death. Those who aren't afraid of death are all killing enemies in the immortal army and fighting for their own tribe. But you betrayed your tribe. Isn't it because you're cowardly and afraid of death that you became mercenaries and struggled at death's door? You don't look like a mercenary. I also won't let this secret leak out. If I didn't guess wrongly, with your intelligence, you should have already thought of an escape route. But unfortunately, I also thought of it, so you won't be able to escape. The flame demon narrowed his eyes. He had really underestimated this woman. Man, kill the two of them. A group of elves walked out from the surrounding tree trunks. They had already prepared an ambush and were in disguise. At this moment, Lu Chun shouted, "Stop!" The group of people were also a little confused. The target shouted for them to stop. In this situation, should they stop? Human race's lackey? What else do you have to say? Lu Chun had already been treated as the flame demon's lackey. The flame demon couldn't help but want to laugh. Hey, I don't want a lackey like you. Lu Chun rolled his eyes at him. What kind of situation was this? And this guy was still talking nonsense. What I want to say is there a possibility that you can let the two of us go? You can take your things and we can go back to being mercenaries. For example, we can give you a 50% discount. The woman was really amused by Lu Chun. Kid, you're really too naive. Do you think that's possible? Lu Chun touched his nose with his right hand, looking like he was thinking carefully. But the flame demon, standing beside Lu Chun, saw this small action of Lu Chen's. He looked like he was touching his nose, but he had already stuffed a pill into his mouth. Overlord pill. It stimulated the body's potential for 16 seconds. This was originally something that should be used at the last moment, but this guy had already taken it. This meant that the next step was to take action. If there really isn't such a possibility, then there's only one way. Lu Chen's words were halfway through when he suddenly exploded. Triple door. Splitting Mount Hua. At first, everyone didn't take this human seriously. Not only was he human, but he also looked sick and injured. The key was that he usually didn't talk much, so it felt like he was really the flame demon's follower. However, no one thought that this most inconspicuous human would suddenly make a move at this time. Moreover, his target was actually the person who took the flame demon's wooden box. With a swing of the rod, that person was caught off guard and was immediately hit. Under the dizziness, a figure flashed past and snatched his wooden box. He actually stole the demonic god Lotus Heart. Quick, kill him. The elf woman reacted at this time, and the surrounding elf warriors quickly pounced on Lu Chun. Go shadows! Lu Chun shouted. Descend. The flame demon was also stunned. This guy actually didn't use the Overlord pill to escape. He wanted to kill these elves. A large number of red ghost shadows appeared around them, moving quickly. Kill him. Set up the formation, Dark Side of the Moon. Lu Chun didn't care what kind of technique Dark Side of the Moon was. What he could be sure of now was that he didn't have time to delay. Once the formation was set up, it would take him a lot of time to break it. In addition, the Overlord pill wasn't invincible. After 16 seconds, his injuries would return. At that time, he would be injured on top of his injuries, and he would definitely die. I'm all ears. Lu Chun grabbed the air with one hand, and a strong suction force directly sucked the elf woman in front of him. This was the special effect of the new artifact, the Azura relic. This was the first time Lu Chun used it. To catch bandits, first catch the ringleader. The elf woman looked at Lu Chun in shock. Impossible. This is the effect of the chant of all Buddha's barrier. This should be a passive effect. Why did you take the initiative to release it? You know quite a lot. Unfortunately, you're wrong. This is the Azura relic. Lu Chun sneered. You want to kill me to silence me? Sorry, that's what I thought too. Place of death. Dragon's blood boil. Tiger descends the mountain. A 30-stage attack fiercely bombarded the elf woman. Chapter 609. Although Void Break dealt the highest single damage, Fierce Tiger Descends the Mountain's total damage was not inferior to Void Break. Killing the elf woman was not a problem at all. After killing their leader, the other elves were stunned. This fellow had actually killed their leader so easily in front of everyone's eyes. What kind of explosive damage is this? It's over 1 billion damage. He's really a human? I'm afraid he's at least at the heavenly general level. Wait, didn't you say he was heavily injured? Lu Chun naturally would not explain this. He quickly attacked. Infinite 3000 instant slash. Bestowment Liberation's single damage was high, but the 3000 instant slash had more attack times. Moreover, if he killed the opponent's unit during the attack, the remaining attack times could be transferred to others, so the attack would not be wasted. Time was tight, and he also had to consider the damage of the Overlord God Pill in the later stage. Lu Chun chose the most suitable skill and launched continuous attacks. The red figure jumped among the elves, and wherever he passed, corpses were everywhere. This scene made even the flame demon tremble in fear. This guy's damage is so high. After a dozen seconds, the resisting elves were defeated, and the remaining elves fled in all directions. Lu Chun did not chase after them. He pulled the Balrog and used the triple door to flash far away. Old Flame, take me back to Mercenary City. Lu Chun had just finished speaking when he spat out a mouthful of blood. His face was pale. It must be the damage of the Overlord God Pill. Hold on, I'll take you back. After returning to Mercenary City, the Balrog first settled Lu Chun down, then went to the commission office to collect the remaining 70 spiritual stones. Old Kwang, are you okay? Lu Chun's face was pale as he shook his head. It's nothing serious. It's just that the damage to my body has increased again. We should have just run away. That way, we wouldn't have been injured so badly. Lu Chun forced a smile. They won't let us run away so easily. Since they don't plan to let us live, we can't just sit here and wait for death. But why did you steal their things? I saw that you didn't use any physical damage skills. After they survive, even if it's for this thing, they will definitely find us. Lu Chun looked at the wooden box. I have to get this thing. Then, they opened the wooden box. Old Yin, do you know what this is? The demonic god's lotus heart is a legendary piece of equipment. I didn't expect it to really exist. Lu Chun touched the demonic god lotus heart and obtained its information. Divine Demon Lotus Heart Fragment, 1/9. Attributes unlucky, special effect. Ominous from the system's prompt, it seemed that he could not see anything. Old Flame, you said that this is a legendary equipment? What else do you know? The Flame Demon thought for a moment before saying, Rumor has it that this equipment has the power to destroy the heavens and earth. Its level is unknown, and there are many opinions about its attributes. Moreover, I heard that each of the 9 factions has a fragment of the Lotus Heart of the Divine Demon. When all 9 fragments are gathered, the Lotus Heart of the Divine Demon can be reconstructed. Lu Chun frowned. It seemed that this equipment was most likely part of the Divine Demon set. However, if each of the 9 factions kept a fragment, it would be extremely difficult for him to obtain the Lotus Heart of the Divine Demon. Indeed, none of the Divine Demon sets were easy to obtain. Old Kwang, what do you want this for? If we can't gather all 9 fragments, it's just a piece of trash. Lu Chen looked at the flame demon and said firmly, "Then let's gather all 9 fragments." Lu Chen had finally obtained news of a piece of divine demon equipment. There was no reason for him not to fight for it. "Old Yin, you don't have to worry about this. If those elves come looking for you in the future, just push it to me." The flame demon's expression was serious. "Who do you think I am? We've gone through life and death several times, and we're already friends. Moreover, it's not good for us to separate now. You want the lotus heart of the divine demon, right? I'll help you. Those elves should be the night elves. Although we stole something, I'm guessing that they're doing something shady. At least, they won't dare to openly look for us. Right now, we can only continue to stay in Mercenary City. As long as the 2 of us recover, with our strength, we won't have to be afraid of them." Lu Chen nodded. The flame demon's thoughts were the same as his. Those elves who went to the divine demon mercenaries for the transaction were definitely not the real deal. It was because of this that he dared to kill them and steal their treasure. "Old Kwong, we'll leave 10 of the 70 spiritual stones for expenses. As for the rest, heal your injuries first. Last time you healed my injuries. This time, it's your turn." Lu Chen said, "It's not that I'm being modest, but the main point is that the employer doesn't care about humans. You're a divine demon. If your body's condition is better, you'll be able to earn money faster." The flame demon thought about it and agreed. "All right, then I'll go get the medicine." The flame demon's business wasn't too good. After all, they were a mercenary group, and he was alone. Moreover, his body hadn't fully recovered. Occasionally, there would be a mission, but they were all spy missions that didn't pay much. After a month, the flame demon earned more than 50 spiritual stones, which was just enough to heal his injuries. During this month, the elves indeed didn't come looking for them. Lu Chen and the flame demon had discussed this matter. The elves' most important target was definitely the divine demon lotus heart fragment, which was snatched by Lu Chen. Therefore, even if they secretly came to Mercenary City, they wouldn't make a move without seeing Lu Chen. Lu Chen simply didn't show his face. Every day, he stayed in the inn and healed himself and controlled his injuries under Little Green's guidance. On this day, Lu Chen had nothing to do, so he cultivated the divine demon mixed element cultivation technique. It's a pity that I can't activate the divine demon symbiosis. Right now, I only have 1 spiritual energy point per minute. Lu Chen sat cross-legged and got Furball to help guard the door. Just as he entered the cultivation state, Lu Chen suddenly discovered that the divine demon lotus heart fragment was acting strangely. Lu Chen immediately took out the fragment. A cloud of smoke spread out from the fragment, forming a floating map. The energy is very unstable. It shouldn't last for long. Lu Chen hurriedly synchronized the map into his personal map panel. The divine demon lotus heart then calmed down. Lu Chen put it away and opened his personal map to examine it carefully. He zoomed the map to its largest scale. There were a total of 9 red dots on the map. 5 of them were in 6 of the 9 great camps, while the other 4 were scattered everywhere. 1 was in Mercenary City, 1 was in the Wildlands, and the other 2 were surrounded by a cloud of fog. Could this be the location of the divine demon lotus heart fragment? Lu Chen's brows furrowed. The area in Mercenary City should be the one in my hand. Old Yin said that each of the 9 great factions had a fragment. However, I don't know how many years ago that was. The fragment in my hand has already been used for secret transactions. It seems that some of the factions might have lost their fragments. There's actually a fragment in the Wildlands. I just happen to have the key. Damn, this key was obtained from the Azura world. That means that if I can't enter the Azura world, I'll never be able to gather the divine demon lotus heart. The remaining 2 fragments are in the foggy area. The difficulty is probably not ordinary. It's too difficult to gather the divine demon lotus heart. Lu Chen looked at the divine demon lotus heart fragment that was guarding the mountain. When he had just cultivated the divine demon fusion cultivation technique, this fragment had shown him the whereabouts of the other fragments. It seemed to have some sort of connection with the divine demon fusion cultivation technique. This made Lu Chun even more certain that the Divine Demon Lotus Heart was a part of the Divine Demon set. All right, since you also hope that I can restore you, I'll try no matter how difficult it is. Chapter 610. Although the first month was difficult, after Balrog recovered, making money would no longer be difficult for him. Old Quan, look what I bought today. Balrog happily returned to his residence. I bought vegetables from an 8-star chef. Didn't you say you like to eat barbecue? Luchin quickly ran over. Oh, it smells so good. You're rich. Hee hee. Today I received an assassination mission. 70 spirit stones. With this money, you don't need me to serve you anymore. Come, I also made some wine. Let's have a drink. Sure. This was definitely the best meal the two of them had ever had. There was a lot of fish and rice wine. They ate with relish. Even the little furball was drooling. After getting along for 2 months, Lu Chun and the Balrog had become good friends who could talk about anything. Balrog, what happened to you in the real world? Hey, I'm just wanted. I'm fine. It's just that my wife and my little kid have suffered. Didn't you say they were fine last time? It's not a big deal, but it's inevitable that people will point at us. Lu Chun sighed. Sigh. If I had taken action at that time, you wouldn't have fallen into such a situation. Don't talk about this. If I were you, I would also be careful. I promised to ensure your safety, but you almost died in the demon race. Balrog tore a mouthful of barbecue. Speaking of which, you're my only friend outside of the demon race. I didn't expect that I would actually become a friend of life and death with a human. Sometimes I wonder if I've killed people like you before. The human race is like that. What about the other races? In our demon race, there are also people who deserve to die. Sigh, old Kwang, if you can really go against the heavens, I, Balrog, am willing to follow you. Lu Chun smiled. What's there to follow? If we have the same interests, then we'll go together. All right, let's not talk about this nonsense. Let's drink. Okay, I'll drink as much as I want. I'm not afraid of you. 1,000 cups were not enough to drink with a bosom friend. The two drank until late at night and fell asleep. The next day, Lu Chun woke up in a daze. His head hurt a little, but when he sat up, he found that the flame demon was no longer there. Why are you standing on the streets so early? He can't be that diligent, right? Lu Chun looked at the mess on the table and was about to call the inn's waiter to clean it up when the furball suddenly jumped onto Lu Chun's body. Squeak, squeak, squeak. What? The flame demons have returned to the demon race? Lu Chun was shocked. If the flame devils returned to the devil race now, wouldn't that be sending them to their deaths? Squeak, squeak, squeak. Lu Chun hurriedly opened his mailbox according to the little furry ball's reminder. There was only one letter inside, which was left for him by the flame demon. Brother Kwang, I'm sorry, but I have to go back to the demon race. They capture my wife and child. I can't just watch them suffer. Fortunately, I've already earned enough spirit stones. With these spirit stones, you should be able to recover from your injuries. Don't come looking for me. This time, the great heavenly general will personally supervise. If you come, I'm afraid you won't be able to return. I really want to change this world with you. I want to roam the world and go against the heavens together with you. But there are some things that I can't let go of. As a man, you have to take responsibility. You also have people you want to protect, so I believe you can understand. The Dark Elves have been investigating us. They have already infiltrated Mercenary City. You have to be careful. If one day, you can change the rules of Jochian. Don't let the major races kill each other. We have enough blood on our hands. Killing and hatred will only be endless. Catasmoker. There were attachments in the mail. Inside were a set of clothes and a cultivation technique. Brat, your clothes are too flashy. Mine is much better than yours. If I get it to you, you'll definitely get a beauty. This is the demonic sky, soul, scorching formation. I don't know if you can learn it. If you can't, sell it for money. It's still worth some money. Don't get cheated. I won't leave the equipment for you. If they dare to harm my family, I'll still need it when I put my life on the line. The last signature seemed to be the Flame Demon's real name. In the game, very few people would tell each other their real names. And the friendship between the Flame Demon and Lu Chun had already transcended the game. Lu Chun closed the mail window. His eyes were wide open, emitting a faint green mist. The flame demon's letter was a farewell letter. Committing a crime against the clan was a crime punishable by death in any faction. If he went back this time, he wouldn't be able to return. The great heavenly general of the demon race was personally supervising. The demon race had many experts. Perhaps even the flame demon wouldn't be able to escape this time. Old Flame. Lu Chun frowned. Little Green, follow me to the medicine shop. Lu Chun used the spirit stones that the flame demon left him to buy a large amount of medicine. He returned to his residence and had Lu Yi refine it. Boss, don't tell me you're thinking of going to the demon race? Lu Chen's expression was solemn. I have to go, but the demon race is very strong. Moreover, there are great heavenly generals present. If even the great heavenly generals go, there will probably be many middle heavenly generals. Just you alone. Lu Chun took a deep breath. Old Flame should have known long ago that his family members were captured. He didn't tell me because he wanted to earn enough money from me. This guy. If not for the fact that I didn't act in time, he wouldn't have reached this stage today. But boss, you were the one who saved him. It's not the same. If he died in the human race's prison, then he would be a hero of the demon race. His family would also enjoy good treatment. But now, not only has he become a traitor of the demon race, his family members won't be much better off. Even if it's a mountain of blades or a sea of flames. I have to go this time. Lu Yi also understood Lu Chen's temper. Since he had decided on something, he wouldn't change his mind. Family and friends were the boss' greatest weakness. As a ghost pet, the only thing Lu Yi could do was to support the boss with all her might. Boss, do you have a chance of winning? I also don't know how strong the demon race's great heavenly general is. The demon race is the strongest race I've ever met. But if the Four Seas expedition can defeat the demon race, then I might be able to. 2 hours later, Lu Yi gave a last pill to Lu Chun. After consuming it, Lu Chen's physical injuries had already healed. Boss, it seems like the recuperation during this period of time is very effective. Only then can you cure the illness. But boss, it's already late. I'm afraid that before we reach the demon race's territory, we'll meet that thing. Lu Chun shook his head. I can't care about that anymore. If it dares to block me today, I'll kill it. Recalling Lu Yi and Lil Hairy Ball, Lu Chun summoned Rhubarb. Rhubarb, see if you can help me avoid the Heaven Domain boss. Woof, woof, woof. Lu Chun nodded. Just do your best. It's not easy to completely avoid it. Just as Lu Chun was about to leave, he suddenly stopped and took out the set of clothes that the flame demon gave him. Demon Monarch's Descent. A top-notch set of clothes with its own aura. It is said that the demon race's sovereign king once wore this set of clothes and ruled the demon race's millions of soldiers. Special effect. Able to float in the air without consuming any spirit chi. Changing out of his wild blood sword god, Lu Chun changed into this set of Demon Monarch's Descent. This set of clothes was completely black with golden ripples on it. On the back, there was a large cape and a hood. Lifting the cape, Lu Chun narrowed his eyes. Rhubarb, let's go. Chapter 611. A 20-meter-tall platform had been erected in the demon fortress. A burly demon looked down from the platform. He was 3 meters tall and wore an immortal-grade armor. His skin was dark purple, and there were black runes on his face. He had a pair of red, demonic eyes. The demon race's great heavenly general, Demon Venerable Holy War. Beside him was a female demon and a demon child. The child was hiding in his mother's arms. His red eyes were filled with fear. Mommy, will Daddy come for us? The female demon's heart ached. Would he come? She hoped he would come, but she also prayed he wouldn't. Child, you must be as brave as your father. Do what you think is right. Demons were monogamous. Even if they lost their spouse, they wouldn't remarry. To be able to become husband and wife, the woman understood her husband better than anyone else. At this moment, the demon's sovereign holy war spoke. I didn't expect the flame demon to be such a coward. He allowed us to execute you too, but he didn't dare to show himself. The woman stood up straight and said coldly, "My husband is definitely not someone who is afraid of death. Back then, he carried out the assassination mission on his own. It was originally a mission with no return. For the demon race, he didn't hesitate to sacrifice his life." The demon's sovereign holy war snorted. "For the demon race? You have the nerve to say it's for the demon race?" For a human, he didn't hesitate to betray the demon race. He's a traitor to the demon race. He only kept his promise. He didn't betray the demon race. Then what about his promise to the demon race? Never betraying is the oath we demons swore when we joined the immortal army. But what if you kill the innocent? If they're not demons, how can they be innocent? Do you think other races will show mercy when they see us? If that's what you think, then it can only mean that the war has made you lose your nature. The war has made us rich. The demon's sovereign holy war wasn't just about strength. He also had an incomparably firm belief. The sun set in the west. The red sunlight stretched everyone's shadows. At this moment, the deadline was getting closer and closer. The demon's sovereign holy war shook his head. "Unfortunately, the fearless man you spoke of didn't show up on time. I gave him 7 days. In the end, you saw it for yourself. I feel sorry for you." The Balrog's wife took a deep breath and hugged the child in her arms tightly. "I'm very glad that he made a wise choice. Prepare for the execution." The great celestial general gave the order, and 2 executioners walked onto the execution platform with special weapons in their hands. One of them forcefully pulled the child away from his mother. "Mom, Devin, I'm sorry. You have to be brave, okay? I'm sorry. The woman was heartbroken. "Mom, Devin is not afraid. It's just that I miss Dad." Under the same sunset, the man with broad shoulders taught him how to use demonic might and how to fight. Every time, the father and son would train until they were drenched in sweat. They would then sit together on the hillside and watch the sunset. "Devin, we have to keep getting stronger. A man must have the ability to protect his loved ones, understand?" "Dad, I will protect you and Mom." "Ah, good child. Daddy doesn't need you to protect him. Your mission is to protect Mommy." "Yes, I will work hard." "Dad, I'm sorry. Devin can't protect Mom. Will you come? You clearly said that you would protect the person you love." The mother and son were restrained, and their axes were raised high. "Even if you die, you will die as traitors. You will not be able to obtain any glory." The Holy War Demon Emperor's voice sounded in their ears. "Your clansmen will also be implicated by you. They will be despised by their clansmen for eternity." The flame demon's wife closed her eyes, and 2 large teardrops fell down. Devin's large red eyes looked in the direction of the sunset. "Dad, it's a pity that I won't have the chance to become stronger." The red sun hung low, and there seemed to be a black there. It was like a sunspot on a star, but it was constantly growing larger. Devin narrowed his eyes. What was that? That black dot was very similar to the familiar sight on the hillside every day when he waited for his father to return. A voice came from the distance. "The person you want is me. Let go of my wife and son." Suddenly, the flame demon's wife opened her eyes. When she saw that figure, she couldn't stop her tears. Everyone on the execution platform turned to look at that person. It's the flame demon. He's returned. He still has the guts to return. Traitors will be cut into pieces. Traitor, traitor. Demon Sovereign Holy War looked at that person and narrowed his eyes. He raised his hand, and the executioner put down his guillotine. A figure flashed and stood on the execution platform. Demon Sovereign Holy War, I'm here. According to your promise, let them go. Demon Sovereign Holy War faintly smiled. Let them go? Flame Demon, don't you know that there's a saying on the battlefield that all is fair in war? If a traitor commits a crime, his family will be implicated. You should know this, right? You are a grand, great heavenly general, and yet you went back on your word. Flame Demon, I am well aware of your strength. What a pity. If you hadn't made such a grave mistake, you might have become the new, great heavenly general in the future. Demon Sovereign Holy War sneered. Tell me, do you regret it now? For a human, your future is ruined, your family is ruined, and your name will be forever cursed on your back. Regret? No. Holy war, you don't understand. The one I saved wasn't a human. Not a human? Are you joking? Yes, not a human. What's in his heart is the common people. The great heavenly general sneered. Common people? Are you kidding me? You've lost so much for him. If he can't even save you, how can he save the common people? How can a single person defy the will of the Jotien? Stop deceiving yourself. Since you're here, there's no need for me to lie to you. Today, your family of 3 will all die. I want to tell all demons that this is the fate of traitors. Flame Demon took a deep breath. He looked at his wife and children under the blade, and red tears flowed down his face. Aisha, Devin, don't apologize. I believe in your decision. Father, Devin is not afraid. Flame Demon's neck bulged as he forcefully suppressed his tears. Good. Saying this, he pulled out his twin sabers. Old Kwang, I can't accompany you any longer. You must live on. You must break through the 9 heavens and then tell these people that they were wrong. Tell them that I, Cuddy, didn't misjudge them. Demonic sky, searing soul domain. With a loud bang, within 10 miles of the demon stronghold, black fog tumbled and the ground erupted with flames. Demon Sovereign Holy War snorted. You still want to raid the execution ground? Flame Demon, I am personally overseeing this. How can I allow you to be so impudent? Darkness domain. The world was dusky and the wind howled. The distant setting sun was already covered by dark clouds. The great heavenly general of the demon race had personally taken action. Chapter 612. The 2 super experts activated their demon domains at the same time. In an instant, the entire demon stronghold turned dark. Flame Demon, you want to win against me? You're still lacking. I'll let your wife and children see how I'll torture you to death. Holy War Demon Commander took out his weapon, a 3-meter-long axe. When this axe appeared, everyone's weapons buzzed. Everyone's eyes widened as they looked at the shining white axe in disbelief. It's the demigod sky cleaving axe. It's one of the top 5 weapons in the 4th heavenly layer. The sky cleaving axe can break the heavens and earth. Unless you have another 4 demigod artifacts, normal immortal artifacts can't match it. The Flame Demon stared intently at the Holy War Demon Sovereign, fully focused. The sky gradually darkened. Rhubarb ran in front, with Lu Chun following closely behind. To avoid the Heaven Domain boss, they had to rely on Rhubarb to lead the way. Lu Chun couldn't use unlimited teleportation. They were still a dozen miles away from the demon stronghold, but from afar, it was covered in dark clouds. It was clearly different from the surrounding environment. It seemed like there were experts fighting there, and they had all activated their domain skills. Woof, woof, woof. Rhubarb told Lu Chun that the Heaven Domain boss was nearby. To avoid it, they had to take a detour. Lu Chun frowned. Damn it, why does it have to be nearby? There's no time to take a detour. Rhubarb, come back. I'll charge straight in. Calling back Rhubarb, Lu Chun activated Land of Death and Dragon Blood Boil and quickly jumped towards the demon stronghold. After less than a kilometer, the familiar scene appeared again. The ground began to roll and the mountain range rose and fell. Something was moving underground. This guy, Lu Chun, couldn't care less. Every second counted. If he was half a step slower, he might have to guard the Flame Demon's corpse. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The guy underground broke through the earth and chased after them. This time, it was even faster than before. A deep voice that seemed to come from the abyss said, "You won't be able to escape this time." Lu Chun frowned. This guy had recognized him, and it seemed to be still brooding over the fact that he had escaped from it the last time. Lu Chun used the 9 void steps, but just as he reached the next landing point, the surrounding soil instantly bulged up, forming 4 walls. Lu Chun also had an additional debuff. Trapped Beast increases the cooldown of displacement skills by 20 seconds. All of Lu Chun's movement skills were now on cooldown and could not be used. Lu Chun wanted to convert his pure spirit chi into primordial spirit chi so that his skills would not be suppressed. However, in just a short period of time, Dozens of earthen walls were erected outside the earthen walls. In other words, even if Lu Chun could use all of his displacement skills, he would still have to break through these dozens of earth walls. This earth wall was not an ordinary earth wall. Lu Chun had experienced it previously. He had broken through the void 5 times and only managed to break through one earth wall. Lu Chun's heart was burning with anxiety, but he was still being pestered by the Heaven Domain boss. Suddenly, Lu Chun stopped and stood in the middle of the earth wall. As Lu Chun stopped, the guy underground also stopped. However, Lu Chun could feel that it was under his feet. "Have you given up struggling?" That voice sounded again. Lu Chun narrowed his eyes. "I don't have much time now. Come out, let's settle this." "Settle? You don't have the qualifications. The reason why you're still alive is because I like to play with my prey." Lu Chun snorted and activated the divine demon symbiotic form. Eternal Night Barrier. Primal Chaos Domain. And Primal Chaos Domain? You actually have a Primal Chaos Domain. Interesting. Lu Chun pulled out the divine demon limitless sword from the void. "Cut the crap. I will kill the Heaven Domain boss today." However, the Heaven Domain boss did not appear. The surrounding earth wall fell and merged back into the ground. Lu Chun looked at his surroundings in astonishment. "What do you mean? Human race brat, you have piqued my interest. Unfortunately, you are too weak right now. Even if I kill you, it will be boring. This is not Tong Tian Tower. Guarding Tong Tian Tower is my duty. However, in the wild, I have the power to kill. I can choose not to kill you. Aren't you in a hurry? Take this poison pill, and I will let you pass." A black pill came out from the ground and floated in front of Lu Chun. "This is the black insect pill. I will give you 1 year. After 1 year, come to Tong Tian Tower to find me. If you exceed this time, the black insect pill will explode. Even the gods will not be able to save you." Lu Chun frowned as he calculated in his heart. Although the Heaven Domain boss did not make a move, he could feel how strong it was. If he fought with it, even if he won, he would not be able to save the flame demon in time. However, if he took the black insect pill like this, it would be gambling with his life. "What? Afraid that I will poison you? If I want to kill you, why would I need to use this method?" Lu Chun narrowed his eyes. Just as he was about to take the pill, Lu Yi's voice came from his mind. "Boss, be careful. The black insect pill's level is too high. My goo technique's level is too low. I can't cure it within a year. If you go to Tong Tian Tower and it does not cure you, then you will not be able to beat it." The stone wall fell to the ground. Lu Chun looked into the distance. The black fog seemed to have faded away. It seemed like the battle was about to end. The flame demon's words rang in his ears. "For the mother and daughter, I am willing to give up everything. However, in order to save him, the flame demon put the people he cherished the most in danger. Only when he had gathered enough spirit stones to heal himself did he go back to save them. How many friends like this could one have in one's life?" Taking a deep breath, Lu Chun shook his head and smiled. Old flame, I am really sorry." Lu Chun grabbed the black insect pill and swallowed it. "You told me to be careful, but I have disappointed you. Boss, Little Green, don't feel pressured. It doesn't matter if you can't cure it. I definitely can't watch Old Flame's family die. Boss, I know. I forgot that you are such a person." After swallowing the black insect pill, Lu Chun said coldly, "I will go to Tong Tian Tower to find you in a year." "Very good. I hope you're not so weak then. Otherwise, the game will be too boring. Go, don't die there." Lu Chun did not say anything. He turned around and used the infinite triple door. In the blink of an eye, he was 1,000 meters away. On the execution platform, the demonic sky blade was stabbed in the chest of the Holy War Demon Supremacy. He was breathing rapidly. Flame Demon, I actually underestimated your strength. You can actually hurt me." The Flame Demon was lying in a pool of blood. He could no longer move. His arms were cut off by the sky-breaking axe. His tendons were cut off. There were dozens of shocking wounds on his body. The Holy War Demon Supremacy pulled the demonic sky blade out of his chest. His face was gloomy. "You actually dare to hurt me. I want you to watch your wife and child die." I want you to die in despair." The flame demon lay on the ground, powerlessly looking at his wife and child. "Aisha, Devon, I'm sorry. Devon, Dad is useless. I couldn't protect the people I love." The tiger-headed blade was raised high and quickly fell. "No, don't!" The flame demon screamed at the top of his lungs. At this moment, two black-feathered arrows tore through the air and arrived at the horizon. With two clangs, the two tiger-headed blades were instantly broken. Everyone looked in the direction of the arrows in shock. On the walls of the demon fortress, a black-robed figure stood there. His black cape fluttered in the wind. Under the hood, his eyes were different from the red eyes of ordinary demons. Instead, they emitted rolling green mist. Chapter 613. Old Quam. The Balrog looked back with mixed feelings. Should he rejoice that this guy had come? Or should he be angry that a human like him had come to the demon race's territory to seek death? The Holy War demon sovereign stared at the person on the wall with excitement burning in his eyes. Solipsistic. I didn't expect to not only capture the Balrog, but also lure this brat here. Very good. There's finally a conclusion to the matter of a human escaping the fortress. With that, the Holy War demon sovereign swallowed a pill. The injuries caused by the Balrog quickly healed, and his HP was restored to full. In an instant, Luchan was already on the execution platform. Seeing the Balrog's family members still under the butcher's knife, he grabbed the air. "I'm all ears." Aisha, Devon, and the badly mutilated Balrog were all sucked over by Luchan. Little Fur Ball. Luchan summoned Little Fur Ball and had it bite open the mother and son shackles. As soon as they regained their freedom, the mother and son rushed to the Balrog and cried. "Kate, Dad, help me up," the Balrog said. With the help of his wife, the Balrog stood up shakily. "Old Quang, why did you come? Didn't I tell you not to come? Don't you know this is the demon race's fortress? Don't you know that the demon race's great heavenly generals have come? There were 8 culmination heaven generals here. You're here to die." Luchan didn't look back. He couldn't bear to see the Balrog in his current state. "Even if I die, I have to come." Luchan's tone was calm but firm. You're really pissing me off. If you want to be angry, wait until I bring you out. I won't watch my brother's family die. You want to take them away?" The Holy War demon sovereign looked down at the human in front of him and smiled. "Why don't you take a look at where you are? Last time, you were lucky to escape, but this time, the 8 great heavenly generals and I will personally supervise. Do you think you can escape? Additionally, it's already late. I believe you know what's in the theater of operations at night." Lu Chun snorted coldly. "Today, even if the heavenly emperor comes, I will take them away. You sure talk big. Solipsistic, I've investigated you. Your original world is a place called Earth, right? To be able to make it this far in a world that can't even be considered low-level martial arts, you do have some ability. In your world, there should be countless people worshiping you as the war god. Just in time, I have a tool here that can let them see how their war god is blasted into a pile of mud at the 4th layer of heaven. Furthermore, I want them to see that you were killed for the sake of the devil race. That way, even if you die, they won't see you as a hero. They'll only see you as a spy who colluded with other races. Ha ha ha. I've been preparing for this day for a long time. I even specially sent someone to the 2nd heaven to contact the leader of your human race. After saying that, Holy War took out a crystal stone. Shadow Stone, project the image to the 2nd heaven. Luchan frowned. Holy War, demon sovereign, actually had such a tool, directly broadcasting across 2 layers of heaven. The players of Earth hadn't heard from him for a long time. They probably wouldn't understand that he was fighting for the devil race. With a live broadcast, even if he died in battle, he wouldn't enjoy any glory. He might even be slandered. Holy War demon sovereign's intentions were quite sinister. Speaking of which, had the devil race already made contact with the Great Wall of Iron and Blood? The Shadow Stone flew into the air and covered the current area. The image was transmitted to the 2nd heaven. 2nd heaven, Earth United Front Alliance. An item in the Great Wall of Iron and Blood's backpack vibrated. He hurriedly checked his backpack. Just 3 days ago, a mysterious man had given him something called a shadow stone. It could transmit images across up to 3 layers of heaven. The Great Wall of Iron and Blood still remembered that mysterious man wearing a black cloak and a mask on his face. His strength was unfathomable. Under heavy protection, no one noticed that he was already beside him. Fortunately, he didn't have any malicious intentions. Otherwise, killing the Great Wall of Iron and Blood would be as easy as pie. After that person handed the shadow stone to him, he said, "If this shadow stone has any strange movements in the future, it means that there's a battle report from Solipsistic. Don't you guys admire him very much? The shadow stone will automatically broadcast the video on Earth's official website. Take a good look. I believe it will definitely be big news for you guys." Now, the shadow stone finally reacted. The Great Wall of Iron and Blood quickly spread the news. Quickly go to the official website. There's a live broadcast of Mad God's battle. Mad God should be in the 3rd layer of heaven now. Wow, a battle in the 3rd layer of heaven. I'm really looking forward to it. You can extract attributes from the 3rd layer of heaven. I've always dreamed of going there. Let's see how intense the battle is at the 3rd layer of heaven. Only a few people knew that Solipsistic wasn't at the 3rd layer of heaven at all. As early as 2 years ago, he had already reached the 4th layer of heaven. The Frenzy Wave Guild was under the guidance of a mysterious organization of Nameless. They had repeatedly honed their cooperation in the 2nd layer of heaven. At this time, President Lung Nua sent a guild message. Everyone went offline to watch the live broadcast of the president's battle. Master's battle broadcast? My God, isn't that crossing the heavens? Brother, he was a little puzzled. She understood Lu Chun. Brother wasn't someone who liked to be in the limelight. Although he was always in the limelight, that wasn't his intention. Brother had always been low-key. Why would he suddenly broadcast a battle video? Crossing the heavens? That should be the shadow stone. A few mysterious experts looked at each other. That thing isn't easy to get. It has to be at least at the 4th layer of heaven. 10 steps. Your war god has already reached the 4th layer of heaven. 10 steps. One man was dumbfounded. I'm not too sure about this. Anyway, let's go offline and take a look. The strongest guilds of each country also went offline and logged onto the official website. EDS Guild, Xiao Yao Feng and his team members sat in front of the LCD screen in the hall. Everyone is here. Everyone, take a good look. This should be a battle in the 3rd layer of heaven. It will be very helpful for us when we explore the 3rd layer of heaven in the future. Pay attention. Pay special attention to the reactions of both sides. Also pay attention to the differences between the skills now and now, the control of HP, the connection of skills, and other details. In a battle between experts, the details often determine victory or defeat. Sky Dragon, you two pay special attention. In terms of battle techniques, you two aren't too far away from Mad God. However, in terms of the details, you two still need to improve. Yes, leader. Everyone still didn't understand what this battle meant. They didn't even know that starting from the 3rd layer of heaven, Zhu Qian had already introduced a new concept. Physical damage. The damage in the 3rd layer of heaven mostly affected the physical body in the game. However, in the 4th layer of heaven, the damage extended to the real world. In the 4th layer of heaven, if the opponent used a killing move, people would die. At this time, the official broadcast room 001 to 300 broadcast a scene at the same time. Once they saw the situation on the screen, everyone's eyes widened. What's going on? Chapter 614. On the screen, Lu Chan was standing in front of 3 aliens, facing 9 terrifying creatures. What is that? The video says that it's the demon race. Oh my God, there's also the demon race. The aliens in the galactic suit are scary enough. Now, there's the demon race. Wait, it says that this is level 4. Oh my God, level 4. Mad God has reached level 4. Is the demon behind Mad God also from the demon race? Why is there green liquid all over the ground. Is it their blood? And the children of the demon race. Mad God seems to be protecting them. At this time, the demon called Holy War Demon Monarch said to the screen, "Earthlings, your god of war is not on the side of the human race. He has already betrayed the human race. The human race is also looking for him. If you don't believe me, you can ask Solipsistic." Now, in order to protect his demon race friends, he came to our demon race's fortress to die. Remember this, Solipsistic's death today is meaningless to you. These words quickly exploded in the live broadcast rooms. What do you mean? Mad God betrayed the human race? Impossible. Actually, according to Mad God's personality, it's not impossible. Look, he doesn't seem to have any intention of explaining. Didn't the experts who led me say that the human race is in danger? Now it seems that the human race is not the only one in the high heaven domain. If Mad God has such strength, why didn't he help the human race instead of the demon race? Holy War Demon Monarch roared at Lu Chun. Solipsistic, tell me, are you a traitor to the human race? Lu Chun looked coldly at Holy War Demon Monarch and sneered. Childish, aren't you tired of valuing your reputation so much? I, Solipsistic, do not need to explain my actions. That's because I'm telling the truth. Your death means nothing to your clansmen. Lu Chun snorted coldly. Those who understand me will naturally understand. For those who don't, I don't want to explain. Your fancy words are useless to me. Holy War Demon Monarch smiled faintly. You're still too young. After you die, you'll know how important reputation is. Your friends and family will be cursed. Very good. I like your personality that doesn't explain. It saves me a lot of time. I see that you're also bent on seeking death. Very well. I'll satisfy you next. Nan Feng, Tai Wei, all the heavenly generals of the demon race, listen up. Cut these invaders into pieces and leave no intact corpses. The 8 celestial generals of the demon race stepped forward, revealing their weapons and pets. To be able to become a middle heaven general of the demon race, none of these people were weak. The reason why some middle heaven generals did not become great heaven generals was perhaps not because they were weak. Perhaps it was because of their qualifications, battle achievements, or the quota for great heaven generals was limited. Demon Monarch, Demon of the Demon Monarch of the Demon. The weapons in their hands were all immortal grade weapons, and almost all of them were immortal grade equipment. Solipsistic, the last time we let you escape, it was a disgrace to our demon race. This time, you won't be able to escape even if you have wings. Did you hear the great heavenly general's order? You dare to barge into our demon stronghold alone? We will skin you alive and hang your corpse outside the city gate to show the might of our demon race. You won't be able to protect the flame demon family. Just die with them. Lu Chun slightly narrowed his eyes. Every one of you is better than singing. Very well. Let me see what kind of ability a 4th layer demon has. Come at me together. Behind him, the flame demon could not help but spit out a mouthful of blood. It was unknown whether it was because of its internal injuries or because it had been angered by Lu Chun. What kind of situation was this? Shouldn't this guy be trying to goad them into action? According to the arrogance of the demons, they might have attacked one by one, but this guy didn't play by the rules. In a live stream, someone typed a sentence that immediately resonated with everyone. Whether Mad God has betrayed our race or not, I'm sure that guy is Mad God. As an Earth player, the sentence "come at me together" was too familiar. Anyway, it was not surprising that Mad God would fight, so it was wrong. Yes, it's definitely him. Who cares if he has betrayed our race or not? Anyway, this competition will definitely be interesting. I wonder if Mad God is still that strong in the 4th layer demon realm. The Holy War Demon Lord probably did not expect the Earth players to think this way. In fact, their concept of race was not particularly deep. After all, they had not even seen other branches of the human race before. The 8 great heavenly generals were furious, arrogant. I'll let you be arrogant. Have a taste of my god-slaying domain first. Blood demon domain. Beast domain. The 8 domains came from various professions. Just the negative statuses alone, Luchan's status bar had already been stacked with a long list. This was the first time the Earth players saw a domain-type skill. They were shocked. What skill is that? Look, the area of effect is so big. Is it an area of effect skill? Look at Mad God's status. At this time, someone typed a line of words on the bullet screen. A domain is an advanced version of a barrier skill. In terms of barriers, there's a saying that if you fight in someone else's barrier, you will lose half the battle before it even starts. A domain is even more terrifying. The area of effect can reach a radius of at least 800 meters. At the same time, the effect is even more insane. At the same time, it can weaken the enemy and strengthen the user. If all other attributes are equal, one with a domain and one without a domain, the side without a domain has almost no chance of winning. This person should have been a guide who sent this message. After seeing this message, everyone realized the power of a domain. If they took a closer look at the solipsistic status now, it would be even more clear. After all the domain effects are stacked, Mad God's attack is reduced by 97%, physical defense is reduced by F*CK 170%, displacement, teleportation, recovery, skill cooldown is increased by 28 minutes, vulnerability, elemental resistance is reduced by 110%. Attack speed is reduced, skill success rate is reduced. Oh my god, how can we fight this? Is this a domain? It's too scary. They have 8 domains, and look at their equipment. Those are all immortal-grade weapons. I remember that the solipsistic's weapons are the dark gold bow, the dark gold water reverse scale sword, and the devil's blade. At this time, Luchan also moved. God of War possession, devil transformation, celestial demon symbiosis. With a boom, Luchan quickly entered the demigod and demonic state. His body appeared in the form of an evil child. His body was covered in black fog and golden light. One of his eyes was green and the other golden. What is that? Celestial demon symbiosis? Did Mad God combine his 2 forms into one? F*CK. This is too exaggerated. Is that the combination of the nameless and the solipsistic? Luchan said in a low voice. 8 domains? Sorry, it's useless to me. Chaos domain. Sky-grade dark clouds rolled, and everything within a 1,500-meter radius seemed to have spirituality. After a large amount of chaos spiritual energy entered the chaos domain, it formed a whistling wind that swept through the world. At this moment, all the negative statuses on Luchan were cleared. The countless spectators on Earth were so scared that their faces turned pale. Oh my god, is the Mad God already so strong? Sky Dragon turned his eyes and looked at the leader, Carefree Wind. Leader, are you sure that the difference between us and the solipsistic is only in the details? That you're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.